Like I would even.
And also for us to work on maybe like the psychology within the first 3 days, because the first 3 days there's most of the categories and context, which is add more like personal, like kind of like the best one. So
Yeah, yeah.
Love you.
Yeah, kind of give them a solid.
that's the good pin, I just.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I don't know. But you're welcome for holding it. Tonight you said it's $1 million pen.
Are you? Are you? Are you?
Yeah, there is one.
Yeah, what's the cost of not taking good notes?
$2 million.
That's a good response. That was a bloody good response. Good response.
Everything's 2 million from now on. Everything. I'm waiting for. But before we kick this off, guys, have a look at this on the screen. Oh, look at that. Oh.
Look at that color.
Want to show up that? I think that phone.
No, you need that filter.
That's not filtered. It's real.
Not filtered?
It's the iPhone, the iPhone filter.
But it's a big, it is a big background, right?
It is a filter. But it's
Great.
awesome. It's great. Yeah, brilliant.
And I'm glad the sun was out because I was there. Come on, hurry up, everybody go. And the sun came out, took the photo, and then it went away. So the sun is out there. And it's yeah, lovely photo. Great photo. Just notice, I think yeah, I'm the only one not showing teeth.
Oh, that's easy.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, Avery.
It's funny how we see the things that we see. It's like,
That's great photo. We went more. Anyone else?
I like Chad with that.
I'm just curious Savannah's her voice in the head. I've seen them, yeah. This is not a picture from my
Well, we didn't do it this time, huh?
yeah, who's gonna take on remember Susan my name on my age and give us
No, you don't show up. Like, what does that mean?
So pretty. That color, that's your talking. Directions. U-turn. A fine looking group of intelligent, over the top, extraordinary people.
I love that value stack.
It took me a second. I could do more, but keep it.
And here's what I want to do, guys, as well. With this photo, I'm going to put it into the messenger. And the competition is this. Post on your Facebook wall with this image. And the person with the best write-up is going to win a prize. The best write-up? Like, and that's up to you what you write. Could be a caption, it could be a story, it could be anything, but just hashtag it, like with hashtag leverage. You'll find out.
Hashtag.
$2 million. And you'll make 4 million. There we go. So it's gonna cost you if you don't. I'm gonna send this into the shop. That's just the meme, obviously.
You're negotiating for him, right?
Okay, let's kick it off. So enjoy this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, Alex. Great. So, like some of the advice there, some of the training, guys. You just want to apply some of that. You can make a huge difference. Just, you know, Alex been on the phone now for so long, and especially recently, it's like he's in it every day, and all of this stuff is tangible. You know, you can go away and just implement it, and you'll make so much more money. But as he said earlier, it all starts with us. It all starts with you, as the individual, and how you show up to that call. It's so important. But what we're going to go through today is the pre-call and the post-call, and how we can kind of change a prospect's. I'm going to tell you the word. We're going to change something about the prospect so that when they show up on the call with you, they're going to buy. Or they're going to be that close to buying, and then you've just got to lead them to the close. Okay? Because if you get people on the phone and they're not ready to buy, or they're not ready to actually give you money, and there's a lot of things that are missing, you're going to be having a really hard time on the phone, just butting heads, trying to overcome objections that could have been done ages ago. And then you're really in this fight. You don't want to be in a fight on the phone. You want to be speaking with them, get into the pains, and easing them into the sale. Okay, now that only happens when you've got something up front to lead them to the phone, and then you get something at the end to keep them there. So they don't want refunds, buyer's remorse, all that stuff's real. We've had a lot of stuff. And at the last mastermind, who wasn't at the last mastermind? Wasn't there? Who wasn't in Miami? So it was the three. So we spoke about something in the last one, how we lost 300 grand because we're missing one thing. There's a follow-up process and a button-down process. And we had a lot of refunds on one of our events, $300,000 of refunds. It was like a lot of money. So anyway, there's the photo again. Beautiful people, good-looking crowd. Come on. Okay, so my outcome for today is at the end of this session, you'll have your very own pre and post call process dialed in, so you can limit your no-shows, increase your close ratio, and minimize your refunds. Who wants that?
Yes.
I hope so. I hope so. Good. Okay. So you're going to learn so much from this. This whole process comes down to one word. Whoever can give me the word will get another prize.
Preparation.
Consistency.
Leverage.
Real good word. The trust, the consistency. Anything else? Follow up.
Bit of data.
Delete.
You were speaking to me by there. You knew the answer to that. You're going to get a prize.
Believe.
She said
Believe.
maybe. I don't know. You know, I was like, shh, don't say anything. Maybe. Okay.
Not only are buyers liars, but.
Well, you got it. You got it. Belief.
Belief.
All of us here have a set of beliefs, whether we believe it or not. We all have beliefs of something. And they're ingrained, they're there from childhood, as we spoke about. I think we were around the table yesterday speaking about it before we started the mastermind. These beliefs are just imprinted onto us from childhood. So you've got to remember that every single person that comes to the phone with you have their own set of beliefs. And you've got to handle them before they show up on the phone. If you don't, they're going to show up on the phone, and then you're trying to change the beliefs when you're speaking with them. Now you can do that, and we'll do some of that tomorrow. But you want to do that in your marketing before they show up. You want to do that before they come to you, because these beliefs are real beliefs. And here's the thing, and you'll know this at the end of the calls. There's this suitcase of just disbelief of whatever it is. There's these underlying things that they won't tell you. And you can probe with the questions, you can dig for the pain, but sometimes people are people and they won't open up and they won't give you what that real disbelief is, because it's too embarrassing. Maybe it's too embarrassing, it's a bit fearful. There's a lot of things. So the belief has to be shifted in a way so when they come on the phone, all these beliefs have been checked. And there's 10 of them. I'm going to give you all of them today, and that's based on all of the stuff we've done over the last few years. And if you can handle the majority of these beliefs before they come to you, telling you the call is going to go so much easier. You couple that with all of the stuff that Alex gave you, the close is going to be a lot easier for you. And you're not going to be fighting, because they're underlying. If you don't have it, there's many ways of shifting them before they get to you. Right? So that's what we're going to go through. And there are 10 of them. Now, these 10 will be different, but different niches. Okay, they're not all going to be the same. I've given you our ones in our industry, and you can take from them. But then we'll go around and we'll try and find out what yours are, because everyone's will be different depending on what niche you're in. And this is how we handle them. You can handle the beliefs in the pre-call, which we're going to go through today. The call we'll do a bit of that tomorrow. That's mainly what Alex is doing, and we've shown you like tomorrow the objections, voting. And again, it'll all come round to shifting those beliefs during the call and then the post call. They're the three places you'll want to shift the belief of the prospect, right? You'll do we do both. We got both. So before we go on to the next slide, I mean, who's who struggled with people coming on the phone with them? And if you all don't put your hands up, then you're lying. When they lie to you. They're just lying, and you know they're lying, but you don't know how to get around it. Yeah? Most people. Put your hands up, let me see, because I know it's everyone. It's what happens because those beliefs are so ingrained into the person, they're never going to share with you. They're never going to share the belief. So we have to be good enough to unload that suitcase. And that's where you have to build rapport to some degree. You build rapport in the marketing at the beginning, you can build rapport on the intro. But it's very important that we do shift these beliefs. So pre-calls. Before we go into it, question for you guys. I want to see where you're at in terms of, as a lot of you have been through all of our programs, a lot of you haven't. What can we do to shift beliefs before a call? I'll start with Jason.
Handle them in the marketing.
Yeah, what can we do before someone comes on the call? What? Just give me something specific.
Like for to shift the belief.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely have like a button down process, like when they book the call. To have like a button down to address like to make sure they show up.
How would you do that?
Like text message.
Okay, so text.
Yeah, text,
So we can
email.
shift the belief through a text. Okay. Jeff, any ideas?
Definitely most people only have, well, you said most people have a belief, but I was thinking about objections. Yeah, set of processes down to get it done.
So like be specific, like a process, like what sort of process?
Well, your pre-preparation should really have all your questions, like the script and everything done.
Yeah. So how would you send that?
Oh, that should all be in marketing.
Yeah. So how would you send your marketing?
Well, email, of course.
Yeah, go. That's it. So text message, email.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of form of
You're thinking too much. It's like it's real simple. Text message, email. Anything else?
DM.
Video. Wow page, video, testimonials. We'll go into all that in a bit more detail. But yeah, power content, presentation, something that they watch, and that's why you have power content. And for those who know, power content is basically a video that's shifting a load of beliefs. So when they come to the call, some of them have been knocked down because they're going to be there, and you'll get people show up. You get people on a call, and there's not been any pre-marketing or pre-framing to anything. It's like you're going to do a mini power content presentation with them on the phone. You have to
So, like-
sell them on the phone. Really difficult to do that.
So then having like your funnel set up, like landing page.
Exactly
and
that.
The whole setup, right?
Exactly. But there's the funnel and there's all the other stuff, but then there's things that should be in there in order to shift the beliefs. If you don't know what you're trying to put in there to shift those beliefs, and you just throw anything together, it doesn't work. And so why isn't this not working? So the beliefs will go through in a second. So, okay, this is your exercise number one. What I want you to do now is just write down, like be specific with it as well, just so you can think. What have you got so far that you use before people come to buy or come to see what you have? What do you really have? Like specifically your pre-call system, your pre-call process. Like what is that? Like, so do this, like step one, what do you do with them? Step two, step three, step four being like the call. So just take 5 minutes.
What do you do with them on the call?
No, so before the call, what's your process that you have right now? What does that look like?
From the time they sign up for your call.
Yeah. Before you ring them, like what's going on? If you can't be specific with that, that's an issue. You need to know what each step is doing specifically. And we'll go into the beliefs in seconds. It's powerful stuff because it's all underlying. And if you can handle those underlying beliefs in the marketing, all the beliefs have shifted. So they come to the phone without that belief anymore. You've moved it into the belief frame that you want them to have. Well, they don't bite. Real simple. So take 5 minutes, write down your pre-call process. What is it? What are you trying to shift? You gotta think about it. There's so many people out there now, marketing, inbox slammed with different people. Everyone's beliefs are shifting and changing all the time. We don't know the marketplace beliefs.
Do we know these people? So these are just cold leads that may have watched our workshop.
Yeah, so all I need to know now, what do you have prior to someone booking a call with you? What, like I'm online and I find you, like, and I click something, what do I get through this till I'm here with you? So how, like, there's a bridge.
I see.
So, because if I came to the phone and skipped the bridge, I'm like, so Geraldine, tell me about this and what about this and what about that? And I got all these beliefs and all this baggage that could have been handled in the pre-call. And if you know the beliefs, you can really like change your business like dramatically. Like, you'll have people coming up just like, hey, look, I've seen everything. I just want to pay. Like, how do I pay? You can get it there, you know you're onto it. But if you don't know the beliefs of what's going on in their minds, you won't get there. And then you're on the phone and you just bang heads. It's difficult to get them to make a commitment.
So the beliefs you're talking about, are those the beliefs of the hangups they have in wanting to buy from you? Or is it the beliefs they have around the topic? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to sell this particular,
It's got to be beliefs around what you want them to believe about your topic.
oh, okay,
As I'll go into it in a sec, but as an example, yours is time management.
right,
A belief could be from the prospect, I don't need to do time management.
okay,
That could be a belief that they have when they come to the phone. You're not going to close them. That's their belief. I don't need you. I'm just going to check this out and kick this guy's tires. And their belief is they don't need time management. So you got to shift that before they get on the phone. Go on, Jeff, last question.
But we're not writing down beliefs.
No, just the process. You just said, yeah. Just what you have as a process. We'll go into the beliefs in a second. So you should have a process. Something, then the call. So anyone want to volunteer to say what theirs is? Go ahead, Jenny.
So most of the time, my people come from my Facebook group.
Yeah.
So I target the people that watch the video, first of all.
Mhm.
Or commented and stuff because they watched the video. After that, I have a pre-qualification questions where when I see if they are qualified, they book a call, and I have a step that I don't follow all the time. It's like middle step, if there's something that I can show them, like a testimonial from someone or a picture, oh, I'm gonna tag you on this before the call, so I tag them so they can see that. And the day before, the same day, I send a message to Messenger, like, oh, I'm excited to have a call, I'm happy that I'm gonna see you later. And after that, we have a call.
Okay, so there is a process. So that's
Yeah.
it's good there's a process.
And I
Now,
have around, say, 9 or 10 people showing up to the calls.
Brilliant.
And one that doesn't show up, and the call.
okay,
So they all show to the call.
nice. So, great. With the process, what's the purpose of your process? What have you got in there? What are the questions? What's the reason behind it all? What's the purpose of it?
I want to know if they are in pain.
Yeah.
So I asked, first of all, I see that they are interested, they are looking for some help because they saw the video, they commented on it.
Yeah.
They told me, so in the conversation, when I see that they have a pain, then I start asking the questions. So I go deeper, how long has that last and things like that, not too much, because I don't want to let stuff in the call. So when I see that there's a need and they are willing to work on that fast, then I see that they can be, called material. It's sort of like.
Perfect, okay. Jason, what about yours?
So for mine, mine's like, it's not a one call close, so.
Okay.
Usually I get to know them by meeting them in person or on a Zoom. And that's where I start building a relationship with them. And the beliefs there is like, show like, I can connect with them, I understand them. And that their problems are something that I can solve.
So give me, and in fact, let's do, not interested in Mary, give me a belief that one of your prospects would have. Yeah.
That they won't have success in my area of presence over.
Okay, so that's a belief, and is that like quite a widespread belief amongst your? So that there, your prospect believes that your area is oversaturated, so I can't get success. It's okay for you, not okay for me.
But the biggest thing that I've used to get people, like most of my clients come from, they're already my personal clients, like they come for beauty services. So what I usually use to get them on board is my like come-up story, where I started like being your authentic self.
Yeah.
Like me and my mom started this business together and telling the personal story, and
Yeah.
now this is where I am. That is what they're like, oh, you
Mm,
literally started with nothing and now you have three businesses.
yeah, okay, got it, brilliant. Now all you've got to weave into that is what? What do you have to weave in as well as what you just said? Based on beliefs we just talked about.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
That they can do it too.
Yeah, but what's the belief?
If they do it, you can do it.
No, there's a belief, saturation. So how you overcome that is you tell them, when I first started this, because it's coming. You don't have to wait for it. You've got to call it out before they call it out, before they say it. You say, when I first got started with my mom, I thought this place was like oversaturated, everyone was doing it, but when I started and I was able to do X, Y, Z, I was able to build a very profitable business, 3 businesses in fact, and I almost didn't do it because I thought it was oversaturated. So I'm so glad that I did. Belief, done. Because you called it out, because you know it. Now that belief's gone. But it's like, okay, so that belief I had of me not being able to do it because it was oversaturated is now been shifted because, well, you thought that and you still did it. Does that make sense? We're calling out the belief they have and turning it so that it's easier for you to enroll, because they're all going to show up. All these beliefs that they have are going to show up at some point. Money, spouse, they're all the same. They're beliefs, but we have to shift them. Right. Anyway, who wants to know 4 Ps?
Yeah.
These are important. So the pre-call, you need to cover these 4 things. Proof. So you've got to weave in some psychology, positioning, and then preparation. Now, what could proof be? Give me some examples.
Story, case studies.
Yep, testimonials, case studies, videos in Facebook groups. Anything that's going to prove what you do is working for other people. Research. What do you mean by research?
What you are teaching is working for other people, or that it's just in general that
So,
area.
it's like, it's one of the first things that shows up in a human mind is if you see something or someone tells you something, you initially want to say, like, well, prove that works. It's happening unconsciously. You can't really get away from it. So when you can just prove it before people are asking you, because what happens is I've had calls before where like, oh, do you have any testimonials you can send me? Can you send me over some? Have you not been on our WOW page? No, I haven't. So that's an issue because they now have a belief gap. When the reality is you have thousands, and that's why it's got to be in the 4 Ps before the call. So proof, whatever that is, you've probably got loads of testimonials or something. So, and you're with your business, it's like what salon, right? So they walk in and
Yeah, so we have a big spawner, and it's the ones that also do lashes. So when we almost didn't buy the chips because we didn't believe there was a market for lashes. And then we got sold with the idea, but now we started selling with the 7 or 8.
wow, congrats, well done. So any proof, like proof of your clients, like show the results, prove like what you do is great. It's always proof, and the same with anyone who's sending something out. They want to know it's real. They want to, so you can't get away from it. It's human nature. You have to do it. So that's proof. Psychology is, let's say you want people to show up for your call and you send an email out. You could say something in your email like, you know, hey, Jason, congratulations on booking your call. Just to let you know, 9 out of 10 people show up for our call. So our time is this time. So what that does is it just says to the prospect, like, I don't want to be that one guy who doesn't show up.
That's brilliant.
It's small, but it's massive, because that gets them to show up more, because they don't want to be that person who doesn't show up. And you can change this, because you'll start getting people come through, and you're always adapting things. So that can be an example of psychology. The positioning, let's just use Alex as an example. It's like, Alex has more testimonials than anyone else out there on the internet. He spoke at Harvard, and we're just stacking like the positioning. So you may not have that, but you have something where you can position yourself. You have to do something. So the proof, psychology, weave that in, position yourself, and then preparation is, well, how do you want them to show up? How do you want people to show up? Do you want them driving in the car? Do you want them, go on?
I was asking what Carl said there, because it's easy for us to look at it, where we are, so look at Alex and Harvard and stuff, and people would say, well, actually, I don't have that. The reason I did that was because I didn't have that and I wasn't making sales. And I had this real difficult situation on the phone where people weren't buying from me. It's like, who are you? So I was able to pay to play to go and speak at Harvard. It cost me $5,000 to do that. I was able to speak there and actually then have the pictures of that. A single picture made me Mr. Harvard to my audience. And the second thing was I invested $10,000 to go on a TV tour around America. Somebody helped me go on a TV tour and have those pictures taken. Now I'm a celebrity on our page. So for $15,000, I no longer had that problem anymore. I had to always go and fly to Boston, spend time in Boston. I had to fly around America and speak on TV at a few places, but I got the pictures. So now I have those things. So I just want to come over and say that. If you think, well, I don't have those, well, I was in the same situation as you, feeling the same problems as you, and I made further investments to show that I'm a worthy person to invest in. And we can talk about that further.
Yeah, I'm not saying you've got to go on tours or anything around the US or anything, but it's a real thing, it's positioning.
Yeah.
It's all going on under the hood. They're not going to, I've never ever seen you before. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to give you 20 grand.
And you can do it here, by the way. Just
Yeah.
to be honest, but you can all speak to each other on the balcony, you get testimony.
Absolutely.
On the balcony, and it's better than what happened.
Literally a minute spiel, one each, you all do one for each other, and you've got 10 testimonials, like a quick, like Mary could say something about Kai, like anything, like something that's good. Oh yeah, Kai, he's on TikTok, really helped me. I spoke to him for 5 minutes. He's changed the game for me on TikTok. If you're going to invest in Kai. He's how it, and we can shift beliefs. Like, what are their beliefs? Whatever your beliefs are, Kai, in your industry, you would tell Mary what they are, and then Mary, you would talk about them to shift them. Some people think they can't go on TikTok, it's oversaturated. Kai showed me a very quick technique to get in and actually blow up the market in one video. Belief shift, it's not oversaturated, I can do it. Kai did it, Mary did it, we're good. You can all do that and spend a minute on there just doing testimonials, and then that gives you the positioning. It's important because people are thinking it, but they won't say it. Like, there's no way you're gonna get on a phone call and go, Jeff, I don't trust you. I don't believe you can help me. I don't believe you're in the place, where I think you, where you think you are. And yeah, I don't trust you, and I don't want to pay you any money because I don't think you can help me. No one's going to say that, but I'm telling you, lift up that, that's what's in there. It'll all be disguised with other stuff. So you'll go in deep, pull that out. So that's positioning. Preparation is right. How do you get them to show up? What are you putting in the email? What are you putting in the text? What are you putting in the video? You can throw in a Q&A video that gets sent out to your prospects before they show up. And that Q&A is an objection handling thing, really. It's not Q&A. A lot of people ask, you could be on and be like, hey, Geraldine here, just wanted to send this video to you, and you booked in with me. And these are a few Q&A, very frequently asked questions that people ask me. One of the first questions they ask me is, like, how much is your program? I say, well, I don't know, because I don't know what your problems are. So we need to get on the phone and we'll work that out, because they have different programs. But when you get on the phone with me, you can find out, and I'll be able to tell you in more detail the investment to work with me. One of the other questions I get is, and then you can just handle objections in a video in 10 minutes. Then that's in your preparation with the proof and psychology. Makes it, they come to the phone, they're like, oh, I watched your video, I watched the Q&A, I watched this. And they're literally that close to buying. If you didn't have any of that stuff, they're miles away. You come on the phone and it's like, hey, did you watch the presentation? No, I didn't see it. You see our testimonials? No, I didn't really see that either. That's an issue. And now you've got to sell them all of that in one phone call. And you've probably been there. It's like, oh, man, I didn't watch the video. It's like these days, it's like, did you watch the presentation? Right, come back and you've watched it. You've got to send them off. So come back, go watch it because that's important. They do. So they're the 4 Ps: proof, psychology, positioning, preparation. When you put these in play, this is what will happen just naturally. Increase the show rate, warmer leads come into the phone, and you'll increase the close ratio because the beliefs have been shifted. So, yeah, people show up ready to buy. So how would you deliver these 4 Ps? Email sequence, text message, presentation, power content. And you can even have a setup, a set call where they'll set the call, putting all of those 4 Ps into the script. So handling objections, proving that this works for others and it's worked for the same people in the same boat. The psychology side of things, most you could say like this. Let's say Nat was setting for Alex. She could say something. Yeah, most people we let through the door and who we accept to speak with Alex, so we don't speak to everyone. Most of those people go to Alex when we believe that they're a good fit and we can actually help them. We don't allow everyone to go with Alex. That's the purpose of my call. So I'm really glad to be speaking with you to find out what it is we can help with. That's like what a setter would do. And the setter would go through a specific set of questions ready to lay up the call with Alex. But that call has been done with all the psychology in mind, handling objections, getting them ready to go on the phone. So when they get on with Alex, they should just go, yeah, have a call, and how do I join? Like, what do I need to do next? And then you get it to that place, all the other stuff is just easier, much easier. You're never going to get how often does someone come on the phone and go, there's my card, take me?
1 out of 1,000.
Well, there we go. So it's rare. I think it's happened once to me, but that's because the marketing was so good that when they got to the phone, like, oh my gosh, I've watched everything. Have you ever had prospects who watch everything? That's rare too. Like, people are lazy, don't watch. Like, did you watch the video? No, I didn't have time. It's like that. You can get the marketing bang on. They come to the phone. It's so easy. It makes it so much easier. But these are the things you've got to have in place for them to actually say yes on the phone. Now, Jenny and I were speaking there. When I told her my answer to the question, she pretended she didn't know it. It's easy. If you, with these beliefs, you shift them. I'm going to give them to you now, the 10 biggest belief shifts. If you can write these down and then handle them before they show up with you, because these are just beliefs that are hidden, and I'm giving them to you. You'd have to do years on the phone to know these, right? But before we dive into that, this is how we can overcome the 4 Ps. So proof would be, testimonials, lots of them. If you've got lots of testimonials, use them, capture them, anything. If somebody's like writing anything good about you in a group, screenshot it, blur out the surname, store it somewhere. I got a habit of I've got like a thing in my phone. I've got a testimonial folder. Every time someone shares something, I screenshot it as a habit, blur the name out, add it to that folder. And I got hundreds. Screen grabs, video testimonials, wow page link. You want to, it's proof, showcase. For those of you who don't have proof right now, get some today. Like, do it today on the balcony, get proof. Psychology, the laws of influence, apply those throughout. We all happy with the laws of influence, 6 laws? Yeah, let's go through them. Give me one, anyone.
6 laws of
Influence.
Is that like this? Is it likability?
Yeah, that's one, liking. So people will do business with people.
trust.
Yeah, so liking, that being liked. People, if someone likes you, they're more likely to do business with you. So it's like, how do you get someone to like you? You don't want everyone to like you. It's not about that, really. You do that in your marketing. I like this guy. I like this lady.
Experience.
No, so it's consistency is another one. Consistency. And that's where you can weave that into your psychology. People, I don't know whether Alex does that to me, just to get me to do stuff, but he calls me consistent. Carl, consistency is a law of influence. So it's like, I could say, they say like Chad always does this, Chad always shows up on time. He's great at it, never late again now. It's done that, because he wants to be consistent with what I think about it. It's a law of influence. That's why the 9 out of 10 people always show up on time. I don't want to be that other one. It's a consistency. It's a belief you're like instilling into somebody. Nat always makes amazing food. Oh, by the way, who enjoyed lunch? Thank you, Shane. Lovely. She's never going to make a bad meal again. So that's consistency. So people will believe the consistency that you give them. Okay, so it's like, I don't want to lack now that consistency because somebody has that belief about me. So I have to live up to it. Happens under the hood, you don't even know what's going on. The other, so reciprocity. Everyone know what that is? If you can give something like for free, you'll always get something back. That's why it's always good for free training, PDF, like whatever you can, give something for free. So hang on, let me check. Consistency, so social proof. It's huge. I was having this conversation yesterday. We went down the market and it was in play, like in normal life in the universe. Social proof is in play every single day. We're walking down the street, there's a market on, there's a stall there, and there's a stall there, both similar. One had a massive queue, the other one didn't. More people were adding to the massive queue than the one that wasn't. Why?
The perception that.
Social proof. It's like, well, this one must be good because there's people queuing for it. I must get in this line. It's the same as talking to Joan on the balcony. And be honest, I've done this. How many of you see a post online, Facebook post, and it's got 2 likes on it, and you like it, but you don't like it because there's only 2 people who have liked it? I've done that. Well, everyone's completely honest.
YouTube videos and I'm see the views and like, oh.
When there's lots of people who like, let's say like 70 people who have liked it, it's a lot quicker for you to go, oh, yeah, I like that too. Because everyone else seems to like what's going on under the hood. Can't help it. Social proof, it's a law of influence, it's natural for human beings. So that's social proof, liking, authority.
In real estate, we call that the law.
Of what?
Lottery to where other people.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is essentially, it's a different wording, but it's social proof. Yeah, it's all around. If they're there, it must be good. I don't want to be left out of that gang. I want to be in there. It's a real thing. Yeah, authority. So authority being like, it's kind of like the position. So like you're the expert. People see you as the expert. Like there's no one else who can help them like you can.
10 years experience.
Yeah, so it's like you are the expert. Like there's no one else out there who does this like me. I'm the go-to person in this industry. And that's why when you come to the close and you're trying to present the offer, we always use that. I'm 100% confident I can help you, but there's nobody else out there who can help you like that, like I can. I have 100% confidence in that. And that's because then you have that confidence that you are the expert, and they have to believe that. And that's why it's important to put all of this before the call. And it could take time, but testimonials are huge.
That's scarcity.
It's the last one, scarcity. Now, scarcity, like the scholarship, I think is the best thing. I really do. Scholarship offer, because if it's not being taken away on the call there and then, people don't buy it. There needs to be a reason for them to move into action. So you put all the other things in play. And then the last piece is the scarcity piece. Like if you're like, pay my office 10,000, and that's it. Okay, any wiggle room there, we can do that, whatever it is. Unless you do the scholarship offer. And that's when you can put all the stipulations in. It's not for everyone, but I use it for my best clients, the ones who I believe, are gonna take action, the ones who don't make excuses, the ones who are gonna, I want the best students for the scholarship. They're all my best students. They come in, they do the work, they show up, they don't make excuses about anything, and they really get the work done. That's what I leave the scholarship for. And there's two stipulations. You give me a testimonial. You happy with that? You happy to do a testimonial when we get your results? Yeah, absolutely. The other is it's only available today. But if we do it today and you're a scholarship student, the investment won't be 10,000, it'll be only 6,000. If you pay in full on a credit card, we can do it for 5, but that's only available today. So see how it's gone from 10 to 5, but there's a real reason for them to move into action. Without scarcity, people get off the phone. There's got to be something to move them into action. So whether your program is 10 grand, 36 grand, 50 grand, have something that's going to move them. If they don't get it now, it's gone. That makes sense? So it's huge. We were over in an Airbnb. We were both on the phone, Alex and I, and it's like people weren't buying. It's like, what's going on? People are not buying. It's like, right, let's put this scholarship in play. And the very first call that had that scholarship, the person bought. Just from that alone, the scarcity. If we don't do this now, it's gone. And we meant it. And if they came back, it's like, no, you missed that. You missed the boat with that, right? So that's one of the laws of influence, is scarcity. And you mustn't pay lip service to this. If you just neglect this, it's all untold beliefs. So it'll all be great on the phone. You'll be talking, you'll be going all the way through, you'll be hammering for the pain. They'll tell you the pain, but the real belief is when you open the suitcase and it's all that stuff. But unless it's handled, it never comes out. Make sense?
Do you offer the scholarship to everybody?
No. I think when I was doing sales calls on the phone, I only offered scholarship to the ones who I really thought were gonna buy and do well. The ones who I knew, you just knew from the answers they were given that they weren't gonna join anyway, even if it was like £1.
Yeah.
They just were not gonna join, so I would get off the phone pretty quick with those people. But those who are like, I think these people, this person's a good fit, really, like genuinely, it's gotta be a genuine, this person's a good fit for what we do. I really think we can help them. I'm gonna offer this person a scholarship. But most of the time, they're not a good fit, we don't even make it that far. You can't pitch your offer to everyone, because some people are just not gonna, will never do it. So anyway, laws of influence, let them know you're in high demand. You have to do that. If you picked up on it, Alex did it earlier when we first started, when he went through the script. What was it he said?
I've got lots of people I'm talking to.
There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are wanting this help. Again, it's all to do with fear of missing out. And you can't, like, here's the truth of it all. You cannot disregard any of this, because it's all ingrained into our biology. And you can't change that unless you transplant the brain. It's not gonna happen. So it's all real stuff. They're all real needs and desires of human being. And one of them is not wanting to miss out. Be honest, who's fearful of missing out on things? I am.
Oh, yes.
They do it on the bloody plane. 2 seats left. I'm like, oh, I want to get that one. Sit me there. And then the next day, it's like, there's 5 seats left. I'm like, go on again. It's like, it's just, it's scarcity. It works for human. You can't deny it. So 9 out of 10 people show up for the call, and then you can even end your email on, and remember, 80% of your success is just showing up. Connect. It's like, well, I want to be successful. I need to be in that 80%. So I need to show up on my call. And listen, not everyone's going to show up. Just, people are busy. Not everyone shows up to their calls, but having these things in just raises that percentage rate of them showing up on the call and saves you money. So you're not hemorrhaging money on ads and then people not showing up. You miss all this, you're just move the money up, or just throw it down the drain. So, Inc. 5000 company, Harvard, more success stories than anyone else. The other thing, don't lie about this stuff. You can't lie. It's got to be ethical. It has to be real. It has to be true. You can't lie. That's bad. You've got to be honest and genuine about it. And if you don't have all of these things, start building these up over the months. And there's perfect opportunity to do it now with everyone around. Just go on a beautiful location. I'm saying this to Geraldine. Take a photo. Talk about what happened. Announce it to people. Get people to do a testimonial and use them in your marketing. It's going to help so much. How long do I have?
Just the what time start until?
Yeah, all day, let's go. And here, the preparation is a big one, like your standards, like what do you want? And this will all be a mind shift for you. Like, it's not about getting on the phone and trying to close everyone. You don't want everyone. There's people here I wouldn't dare bring here, who I know. Would never have them here. Because of how they show up. Like, they would not be able to come here, be like, well, this is not suitable based on the truth of it, the way you show up and the way you act. Attitude, coachability. And these are things you can have in your email. This is what we look for when we make offers to people. You wouldn't say that. You say, these are the type of clients that we expect, and these are the type of people we like to work with. You know, good attitude, a learning growth attitude, growth mindset, people who are coachable, people who don't make excuses, people who are in charge of their own destiny. And it's all working to get your prospect to go, yeah, that's me, that's me, that's me, changing the beliefs before they get to the phone. So as an example with yours, Jenny, what you could put in yours, give me a belief that, the belief that they don't need, you said they don't need hand holding to get.
Yeah, so sometimes people think that, you know, it's easy, it's just cleaning, I can have a list of tasks that I can find on the internet, so I can go with it. But,
So, yeah, so they believe they don't need help from you.
yeah. Some people do. They
Yeah,
don't.
it's a belief that you need to shift
Mhm.
in your marketing or in a story or in something that's going to make you, oh, maybe I do need help. Maybe I can't do this on my own. Otherwise, that'll show up. You've had it. They think, I don't need your help. I'm going to YouTube and get some videos. So you can handle that by talking about that. If you'd be on the phone with someone, you're on the phone with Sue, say, yeah, you know, Sue, brilliant. You remind me of Sally so much. And not looking at, you remind me of Sally. When, you know, when Sally came to me, she really thought she could do all this on her own and just go on YouTube and find some videos. But what she didn't understand was the days where she, you know, didn't want to do it. She didn't have anyone there to hold her by the hand, to direct her down the path that she didn't even know about. She didn't know she needed that hand holding. And when we work together and you take them to glory, it's like, well, this is the glory now. And then they can relate and go, well, I thought I didn't need help. But now you've shifted a belief. And it can go deeper than that. You can really work. This is the thing, you get on a call, preparation is key. It's like anything. You go into a boxing match, if you're not prepared, you haven't trained, and there's a professional boxer who's trained, they're going to knock you out. Same as a phone call. You've got to be prepped. It's critical. So yeah, breathing once I say standards gives. Who wants to see the 10 beliefs? These are going to change your business, like seriously. I know everyone's a little bit tired. It's after lunch. It's hot. We're all full. These 10 beliefs, write them down. But everyone stand up for 2 minutes. Stand up.
We go to the temple. I have a little question. When you talk about 9 of 10 people show up, is that what you tell people?
Yeah.
Or that's the result of doing those things?
You say that in your email.
Okay.
You say that in your email. So you like, it's a pre-call email. Hey, congratulations booking a call with me. Just so you know, 9 out of 10 people that I speak with show up very good. Well, I don't want to be that one person who doesn't show up. So it's important that it's really psychological. It doesn't even have to be that.
Follow-up, be sure that we know that you can make them come, but no, we need to.
And that piece there was from a gas company. Like they sent letters out saying, welcome to British Gas. You know, 9 out of 10 people choose British Gas. And 9 out of 10 people pay their gas bill on time.
It's like getting people free.
Yeah.
So. No, that's like protein something. That's like talking to.
Okay, so let's sit back down, guys. We're gonna fly through these beliefs. I'm telling you, these beliefs will change your business. You know these.
I love.
Right, surprised at seven.
Oh,
Oh. Still waiting.
okay, so belief number one is the biggest belief. If they don't have this, you're not gonna sell it. They must believe that they can do it. Whatever your solution is, whatever your program is, whatever your offer is, they've got to believe that they can win from it.
That's a better win from, better one for us, because we don't want them to go. That's our whole
What do you mean?
premise for a doctor.
Ah, right, okay, yeah. What I mean is they've got to believe that if they work with you, it's gonna work, they can do it. They're gonna work with you, it's gonna work for them. They gotta believe that. It's not there. They won't tell you that. Like for the coaching world, we get people on the phone and they won't say, you know what, Alex, or you know what, I don't believe that I can do this. They won't say that. Of course they won't. It's it's under the hood. So if this is there, we've got to shift that. Through all of the other stuff we were speaking about earlier, the proof, the testimonials, people, you know, are doing this just like that. That's one of the other beliefs. So they've got to believe that they can do it with your help. Let me give you an example. I always use the gym. I'm going to use the gym. So let's say somebody joins a gym or doesn't join the gym, and they're at the gym, they want to join the gym. It's, I don't know, like say 5,000 for this all-encompassing package, where at the end of it, they're in like gladiator shape, ready to like go on holiday. Yeah. Exactly, yes, please. But that won't be handed over unless they truly believe that they can do it. That's the belief shift that you have to shift. Because if you don't, you can spend an hour and a half with someone on the phone, you'll get right to the end, and it's that one belief that's always been there. They don't believe they can do it, and they won't say that. They're like, this sounds awesome. Love it. But I've got to go and think about this, or I've got to go and speak to my spouse, or I have to go and pray on it, or I have to go, you know, speak, whatever it is. But it's not, it's they don't believe they can do it. So that having this belief before they show up shifted, it's just going to make you a lot more money.
Right now, I won't be able to because I will be like, I don't have the time. Maybe someone that has a lot of time will do that, but I don't
Brilliant.
have the time.
Brilliant. No, because now, so that's another belief.
Yeah, so that
I
would
don't
say
have the
someone
time.
like them. So if you show me a picture, like there is this woman.
Yeah,
that it
we're
was
gonna get
really
to it.
easy
So this is the shift. This is the first belief, and they all weave into together.
Into that.
Yeah, all of these beliefs will weave into each other. So the first thing is, right, well, I've got to believe that I can do it. Right? Second belief, they must believe that they need a mentor in order to succeed. If this isn't there, they won't hire you. Okay, now this can be handled in the pre-call, it could be handled on the call. Doesn't really happen after the call, it's usually before and on. They've got to believe this through marketing, through testimonials. I'll give you an example. Let's use like Jeff, HR, yeah? You have to the lens quite cleans itself every 30 minutes, turns off and then comes back on, it's back on. So you have someone on the phone, they don't believe if they work with you, that they can do it. It's not gonna work for them. They've done it before. They've hired HR people before. I don't believe that this will work. They also don't believe that they need a mentor. So you've got to shift that before they get on the phone. So you could say something like, we've worked with a lot of companies, we've worked with a lot of people, and one of the biggest things we found, you do this in your video, one of the biggest things we found was a lot of people believed that they didn't need an HR company. A lot of people believed that they didn't need a mentor to hold them by the hand and walk them through the process. And this is what happened with James. When we met James, we tell a story about how he thought that, but when he got over that and got help, he was able to do it with the guidance because he had a mentor. But they've got to make that connection. Well, maybe I need a mentor too. Got to shift it. Otherwise, again, it's a belief that they don't have.
Feel felt.
Yeah, absolutely. So belief one is they have to believe that they can do it, especially in the high ticket coaching world. It's like if you get someone who just say, what do you do? Well, I help people lose weight. Say, they've got to believe that they can charge high ticket for that and that you can help them do it. Because if you're like, hey, you can charge like 5K for that, and they don't believe that, they're not going to buy it because they don't believe they can do it. So we've got to shift that through. How could you shift it? What could you do? You get it from you guys.
Social group that you help other people.
Exactly. Yeah,
You could have done it yourself.
exactly.
Give them examples of other coaches charging way more.
Exactly. That's it. But if that's not there, the belief never gets changed. So you have to remember this in the process. Exactly. Exactly. So they're all beliefs. Everything's running out. So that's belief two. You must have, they have to believe they need you as the mentor. That's the other one of the other beliefs. As you just said, you help people just like them or in a worse situation. They believe that they're in. Especially those first three, the big ones, they believe they can do it. They know, they believe they need a mentor. And you've helped people just like them or worse succeed. That's just three. You can shift those three. You're that much closer to getting those people in. This is something you really want to sit down with and plan out because it's going to save you so much time wasting with people. And this is something like we're going to implement back in now as well into all of our new programs that we've got coming up. All this needs to be built back in. Testimonials, social proof, reciprocity, all of it needs to be redone to go out there. Belief four, they 100% need your service or they're unlikely to succeed. Again, how can you do that? Anyone?
Bring up their former objections, their former unsuccesses,
Yeah.
their current state.
Tell them what it's gonna cost.
What do you mean?
Well, if you don't, if they think 100% that they need your service or else, no, they're not likely to succeed. What's 36,000 versus 2 million in your pocket?
Yes. But I think with this one, it's them believe, like, let's say like this. So let's say Kai, before working with us, he would need to believe that if he didn't work with us, there's no chance he was going to get to where he was going to get to, regardless of money. Just like he believes that if I walk away from this room and I don't invest with this mentor, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this on my own. I have to invest or I'm screwed. That's a belief shift. And it's like, well, what, how, why? Stories, people who have been in the same situation. You know, we helped this guy once. He was on TikTok. You know, he wanted a coach. He was a boundaries coach. He was struggling to get leads, didn't know how to communicate his message. You know, he's done all these things. Didn't think he needed a mentor, thought he could do it on his own. But what, you know, Kai did, he was smart. He realized that he would never be able to do all this on. There's too many pitfalls. He had a clue. There were so many different gray areas, black areas, didn't know any of them. So Kai was smart. He invested, worked with us, and then 3 months later, glory. Shift in the belief in the call. We're going into more of this tomorrow, but this is a belief that they have to have. You can do this in your marketing. You do it in your power content. Do a story of someone you've helped, right? They've got to believe this. How many people have you spoke to think they can do it on their own?
I think to really tackle onto this one here, it's, people buy when they feel understood. So, like, when you can explain somebody's pain better than they can explain it themselves, or you explain somebody's pain better than anybody else has explained their pain before, they look to you for the solution.
Yeah.
So that's why I create unique offers. So I'm not like selling them my program, I'm selling them like, we're gonna fix this market issue for your parents, so you don't rely on these 2 out school kids. That's a unique offer. That's like a thing that nobody else in the world knows about the parents. They may not have articulated it to somebody else, so that's how I do this. That's how I get it, but it's so unique, nobody else is speaking about what I told.
Yeah. Any questions on that one?
Dean Granville talks about this quite a bit, like, you actually want people who've been through a shape program before, or
Yeah.
looked for help before. Because then they have failed and haven't had a proper mentor, and you can explain, like, this is what's different about my services, this is why, this is my testimony, like, so then we'll hear more like, this is my program, things you've tried before.
Yeah.
Because most people coming to buy a weight loss program or whatever, 99.9% of them probably tried something like that.
Yeah, 100%, and they would have.
Yeah.
And you can weave those little things into the whole marketing process, and even on the phone. You can even ask that, you can even like say, you probably used someone before, you probably like worked with someone before, we've all been burned, we've all invested in, bad coaches, we've all invested in, bad mentors who said they were gonna do something, it never happened, and, so I
Or
get it.
just like instant, download this program. and it doesn't
Yeah.
work because you have a mentor.
But exactly that, so that's another belief shift, so it's like, you can go on YouTube and download, 10 videos on how to do this. But that's not what it's about. It's like, you need accountability, you need guidance, you need questions to be answered, you need, other people to be around, you need other people to help you on the journey. Anyone can go and get information, but information, without being implemented is just information. So if that's what you're looking for, that's cool. Like, I can send you to some websites, I can give you all that information. Is that what you're looking for? No, I need help. Well, that's the belief shift. You have to believe it. Belief 5. You have a successful business yourself and you know what you're doing. How can you shift that belief in your marketing? How can you shift that belief when you speak with someone? And guys, these are not made up. These are all real beliefs that the marketplace have.
Are you saying that your client is saying that? or-
Prospect. Your prospect. They won't say it, but it's in the suitcase. It's in that closed suitcase.
They're saying that about
Yeah, they want to know that you have that you're helping people and you're successful at it. They want to know that, and they lift it up, it flies out. You won't say it though. They're all unheard, untold. And they're disguised as other stuff. Disguised in other things. So tell me a little bit about this. Tell me about it. And all it is like, well, I want to know you've been successful with this. That's all it is. But they won't say it. So it's a belief shift. They want to know. And you can do this through words. You can do this through your videos. You can do this through testimonials. You may have, like a wow page or a website that showcases that you've been doing this with other people. But again, it comes down to proof, but it's a belief. They want to believe that you have a successful business yourself. Why would I invest money for you to help me when you haven't been successful yourself in that area? And that's a difficult one sometimes for people to sell, because they're like, well, this is a belief thing for the prostitute sex. It's a belief for the coach or the business owner. Like, why would people pay me when I haven't done it myself? That's an issue that has to be addressed. That's a confidence issue. Because when you have a skill, whether you help people or not in the business side of things, if you have a real belief that what you do is valuable and that you can help someone with that, that's different to not having a belief that you can help someone. I want to be a coach. I think I can help them. That's not going to work. You got to have that real, like, well, I'm good at what I do. I'm very good at what I do. I just don't know how to put it all together and get the message out there. And I don't know how to run it all. But you've got to portray that you're very good at what you do, even if you haven't had a, so this is like our specific one. But it'll all showcase in the way you speak with people and how you come across with confidence. Because if you're unsure, people will smell it.
Where's the line where like, I mean, you see some people's ads, like, I've got this private jet, this fancy car, and you know, when it kind of gets to a point where it's a turn off, but where you present yourself. Like I sometimes like, yeah, I'm 46 years old, I live my life the way I want, I have 3 businesses, I have phones, like, but you don't want to sound boastful, but yeah, I'm sure you have to do all those things. Like, where's that, where do you think the line is between being presenting yourself as successful, but not boastful?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your audience, I think, because if you look at people like, I don't know, Ty Lopez and Grant Cardone, and they're like, hey, look at my Lamborghinis and my planes.
like
And
next.
yeah, well, that's you, but there'll be a million other people who want that. You know, there'll be their audience, there's a target audience that will be buying into that. So I don't think there's any line, depends who your audience is and who you're looking to bring in. Because if you were to do like the whole, like let's say like to be able to live a lifestyle like they do, and have the Lambos and the planes and the jets, like most people who buy those products are never going to do that either. So, you know, it's attracting all these people who want these quick wins, and rare that people will just blow it up and become exactly like that. It's all like marketing, but where's the line? It's like, well, who are you trying to attract? Who do you want in to come work with you? And same for everyone else. Do you want that to be your thing? I don't know, but it's not really, like, we don't do that really. Like we'll show this, you know, because it's a real thing. We're a nice mastermind in Colorado. It's beautiful with wonderful people. So we'll showcase that. I got loads of footage already. But it's not going to be like, hey, you're all like useless and we're amazing. We got planes and jets and Lambos. It's like not that. You know, that would attract the wrong people, I believe. So go on, Dave.
So this was the single only one reason why Ty and I had a successful. This, because we sent an email to our customers to upsell them to a done for you program that basically packaged up our system that brought them into our world. And they saw that success. So I know that because of our ratios that we got out of it, that's amazing. This was a single ratios. They don't have to believe that we
100%. And that's why they bought.
that's correct.
That's why they bought it, because this belief was met. That was there. They wouldn't have said it, but it shows in the numbers.
So yeah, showing numbers, right? But if you don't have numbers, I like going back to the very first thing that Alex asked us, what do you do well? If nothing else, you can highlight what you know you do well.
Yeah.
Even if it isn't all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think I found helpful, I can't remember who taught this, but what others have said, I'm not saying it, I'm not boasting myself about this, but what others have said. I mean, does that make sense? Yeah, and that allows me to be able to talk about myself without being proud, I guess. So.
Yeah, but I think you, Chad, like
I need to do more of it.
yeah, there's belief issues with you beyond yourself. So it's like that. Like you prefer, just on observation, other people to talk about what you've done well for them rather than you telling them. And that's more powerful than you telling them. It's like 2,000 times more powerful. For someone else to say something good about you, like a testimonial or a client or someone you know. Chad's amazing, like the best, like the client management guy is out there. You should definitely, if you have any issues with it, you should definitely go like check him out. He's awesome. Now, if you went, I'm definitely the best like, client management guy out there, you should definitely hire me. Be like, yeah, okay, wouldn't work as well. So it's definitely more powerful coming from other people. So any question around belief 5? No? Belief 6. This is massive. This one. Huge. in order to succeed, they must invest time and money in themselves. They don't believe this, they won't give you money or time. That's you. That was a powerful sneeze, Jeff. They've got to believe that they've got to invest the money and the time. Mhm. But this is what you can cover and shift before they get on the phone with you. You can put it in a very simple sentence. You could put in a video, the Q&A, the power content. You could do it, like we have, like a pre-call video, and Alex is teaching on a blue electronic board. I watched that video again. Yeah, that's great. It's a really good video. We took it down. It's back out now, but it's basically handling all of these things. All of these things are going through in that video. It's knocking them down. So when they watch it, it's shifting their beliefs, where it says things about, I'm sure you say in the videos, like, look, if you're not willing to invest money or time, this is not for you. So that's handled it. The belief is shifted. Say, well, I must have to invest money and time. When they come in, more chances of them giving you money because they have that belief. If they show up and they don't believe this, how many people have had this? Oh, I didn't know I was going to be like sold on a call. I didn't know you were going to like offer me something that I had to pay money for it. I didn't think that was going to happen on this call. I've had that before.
I'm going to pay $30.
Yeah. And that's another thing, like the low ticket stuff. If you're selling high ticket, anything over like 2,500, 3,000, you've got to get them to know that that's valuable. You've got to shift that. It's like, you can go, listen, if you want to go and spend like $100 on something, there's plenty of programs out there to do that, but that's not this. If you're looking for a quick fix, a cheap thing, there's plenty of cheap things out there you can go and buy, but this is a higher level program. This is a higher level thing that we do here. Our clients are high level, they're coachable, they have great attitudes, they invest, they don't waste time, they don't make excuses. So you're handling all of the stuff you don't want showing up. That's belief six. They have to believe this, because you'll have the money objection. You know, it's all smoke screens, all objections are smoke screens.
For some of my calls, and my clientele relates about this one, it's like, they have to believe we can should invest in.
Brilliant. So that's great. So everyone should write that down, because that's another thing that's under the hood, the deserve it. I don't deserve to make money. I don't deserve to have that. That's a belief. And it's an imprinted belief from childhood. We've all got them.
And
I've
so,
still got loads.
so is the lack belief.
Yeah. They're all beliefs.
I mean,
And all of them are BS, really.
I think that's one that hits most of us in different ways, that there's never enough.
But that could be one of your belief shifts you could put into yours.
Okay.
Not enough, or
Yeah, I already have it.
lack.
Because that was one of my beliefs.
So it could be like, in order to succeed, they must believe that they deserve success, and they have an abundant mindset rather than lack. That's a belief shift. You can handle that in the pre-call, whether it's video, email, set a call, whatever it is. So they've got to believe this. Again, once you've written all these down, these are pretty much like hours for our like niche and industry. You can chop these up and shift them into what your market needs to believe, because they're going to be a little bit different, like that, the deserving, the lack, that belief about I'm lacking. Again, shift that in words. This is a big one. They're all big. I keep saying this is a big one. They're all big. Like the 10 beliefs are huge. Reason they haven't been successful up to this point, or they failed up until now, it's not really their fault. Oh, yeah, it is, but it's still like, it's kind of like again, making them feel understood, because, you know, I get it, like a lot of people been in your situation, and it's because they didn't have the handhold and they didn't have the mentor. So this is not really your fault. You've just never been shown the right way to do this. You've probably been burnt as well in the past by other coaches, and you've never really had the right people to help you. So I understand why you feel that way, and it's not your fault. You've just been shown the wrong way.
That's a shame buster right there.
But it opens it up. It's a belief. It's like, oh, it's not my fault. I thought that, I knew that. But most of the time, it probably is. But yeah, you're not gonna say it's because you're lazy. You're not, that's, again, it's the acting. It's like it's, if you don't do this, you're not gonna get to help them. You have to always remember that. It's not about you being manipulative. It's not about being, vindictive. It's about you doing what you need to do to get them out of their shit, to make a decision to get help. That's all it is, really. However you do that, and it all comes down to belief in psychology, all of it. So you have to let them believe that it's not their fault.
So you're saying here that you want them to believe that it isn't their fault, even though we know 100% it was.
Yes,
Well, I like where it says isn't entirely.
yeah, entirely.
I feel it. Partly.
And this is, you can't, again, it's biology of the DNA of a human being. You can't change this. We want that validation. We want someone to say, like, it's not your fault you haven't made it yet. It's because of this. This is why this has happened. It's not entirely your fault. I get it. Because that just brings you closer together. It's like, well, this person's listening, they understand me. I know it's like when people are like, well, I'm gonna go and get in the best shape of my life, and they don't. And then they see something online that can like fix that, you'll see this in there. The reason you haven't done it's not your fault. You've been told all the wrong things, but this thing's the right thing. I knew it wasn't my fault. That's all you're doing. It's like validating their feeling, and then that gets them to move into more of a buying mindset, state of mind.
Is it gonna be a part two to that? It's not entirely their fault. But now, is there a chance to take action and?
Yeah,
Take
well, that's what you would do. You would validate it's not entirely their fault. Then you would say why. It's like, well, why is it not your fault? Because you probably, and then you can handle some objections in there as well. You can actually handle objections. You probably invested in someone before and you didn't get the help you needed. You probably bought programs online and they've been stored in your inbox, you haven't used them. All this information, it's confusing, it's overwhelming, there's so many different things you've bought. And you just haven't had the clarity on what to do next. So it's not really your fault. You just had too much to choose from. I think you're right. What have you got?
What if you could set those all aside and just have this one program that is working? You are holding your.
Yeah, I think that's the next one. Belief 8. They need to believe that this will work in their industry. Okay, so I use this one because we help different types of coaches, like time management coach, HR, spiritual coaches, health coaches, real estate investors, decluttering coaches. So they're all different industries, different niches. They have to believe that what we're doing with them is going to work in their area of expertise. So yeah, it's okay for you if it's not going to work in this space. You've got to prove and showcase that it can work in their area of work. And like I said, these are not set in stone for everyone. Yours will be different. There'll be some beliefs that your prospects have based on what you do. I don't think-
We're in this economy, we're in this city, we're in this sector.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like Jeff, for example, with HR, it's like they need to believe that whatever company they have, whatever establishment they run, they need to believe that your service is going to work for them. It could be anything. It could be a coaching company. It could be a gym, an online gym. They've got to believe that your service can work for them in their industry, whatever it is. So that's a belief. It's like, yeah, I've seen your videos, Jeff, but I don't think this can work for us. I don't think that will work in our sector. It's a belief, so you've got to shift it because it'll show up. And there's nothing worse than just spending an hour and a half on the phone and all these beliefs just get thrown at you. Man, it's exhausting. So you have to handle them before that. so
How do
forth.
we do that? If we don't have a ministry, can that be, for example, this can work for you as a mom, as an ADHD person, as a
Yes,
entrepreneur?
yes, yeah, 100%. So what did you say then, Geraldine?
I just wasn't getting clear on how you handle that.
So, okay, so let's say, like, talk to me about your service.
My service can help people release the pain that they've been carrying and feel a lot better about themselves very quickly.
Okay, so what people?
People who have been in an accident or they don't want to use prescription drugs or painkillers. They're ready to do anything to help themselves feel better and heal quickly and feel great about their life again.
Okay. So they need to believe, and it's gonna, let's say they do take medications and they believe more in the science of like tablets, medicines and things, which, you know, I think have all got its place.
Sure.
But they need to believe that even though they believe in the science of things, that your way can work for them as well. So it's like, even if you believe in science, who's seen Doctor Strange? Yeah, I watched on the plane on the way over. It's brilliant. I've never seen it. And he's like a neurosurgeon, yeah. And he is like just neurosurgeon science, like there's no woo-woo stuff in my mind. It's like it's all about science, medicine, you know, and advancements. And he didn't believe that the, you know, the mind stuff and the energy shifts and all that would work for him until he went to see the master, and then the master can like opened his eyes, where she like knocked him out of his spirit or whatever happened, and he came out and he's like, teach me. So it's like now he believes because she shifted his perspective on that. So I'm a scientist, but you somehow shifted my belief by showcasing me that this is a, how did you do that? How did you knock me? I'm not saying you're going to knock people out of their bodies. If you can do that, show me. I want to know, teach me. But I love that. That film was good.
That's a good idea.
But that's how you need to shift that. Well, I'm a science believer.
Yeah.
Showcase that this can work for me, even though I'm a scientist, like science stuff. That's what that is.
Ski accident, she was.
It's one, guys, stand up again, five, stand up, have a little shake off, give each other a hug, give them a squeeze, come on. Come on, Chad. Wait, buddy, look out.
Got it. That's a good idea.
Yeah. We'll make time to do it tomorrow. Yeah, we will do it.
And I see which one was. Oh, yes. For action items together, or verbal? Oh, yeah. Like it. I put it in,
Guys, if you want to take a break now, I'd say have 20 minutes, sat back down for 1/4 past. Just gives you a bit of time to stretch off, because we've got 2 beliefs and a little bit of an exercise, and that's us done. But take your break now, because it's like 8 minutes before a break, so just have an extended 8 minutes, right? So 20 minutes, back sat down at 3:15, 3:15. And we'll finish this off.
Yeah. Pre-workout. No, it's not pre-workout. And it's just like,
Okay, welcome back. Let's dive straight in. So what we're gonna do now is we'll do belief number 9 and number 10, and then there's a little exercise. And then that's gonna be us wrapping up, and we're gonna go into some round the table. There are some positives, and then we're gonna finish for the day. So, not much longer, bear with it, no, it's warm. And it's what is it, 3:15. 3:15. I'm saying 3:15, and the Americans are like, what does that mean? I'm like, 45.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3:15. Yeah, 15. Okay, so belief number 9. They need to believe in the benefits of group coaching and masterminds. Again, that's very specific to what we do, and we believe that, you know, group coaching is better than one-to-one. Because you can just get so much more done, you can help more people, and everyone learns from each other. Like, imagine it was just Rob on the table here now, on his own, in this big building. It wouldn't work. We wouldn't do that. But it's an exaggeration. A mastermind, like, who believes here in masterminds? Everyone, really. So you believe that now because you've been to many before, and you know how beneficial they are. You all take something from each other. You all learn from each other. You enjoy spending time with people, connecting, networking. It's just a nice environment to be around. Some people have never been in a situation or a group like that, so they don't believe that it's good for them. So we got to shift that. It's a belief again. You only believe it because you're here and you've been in it. So one of the beliefs we have to shift is group coaching is better than one-to-one, and masterminds and being in a community is powerful for them to win. Because we've had a lot before. I don't like group coaching. I don't want to do group coaching. I want one-to-one. Why do they believe that? Where's that come from? It's a belief. Whereas really group coaching is much better than one-to-one. And some people don't want to do group coaching. They just adamant. So I'm not in a group. I don't like people. I don't want to engage. You know, that's fine. We don't want you in the community then. We'll find someone else. So you've got to get them to believe that group coaching and masterminds are going to be beneficial to them. How would you do that? Group coaching, like, again, in the marketing, because this has come up before, we know that that's an issue. We know people have this like reluctance to be in a group program. They don't believe that they're going to get enough time. They don't believe they're going to have enough attention. They don't believe that they're able to get their needs met when there's a big group of people. So you have to somehow shift that belief through a story, through a testimonial. You know, it could be like Mary used to believe that she wanted only one-to-one coaching. She didn't realize that inside a group, she could learn from other people. She was able to see around the corner because there were people who were a bit further down the road than her. And she was learning from them and moving forward much, much quicker inside that group environment. So it's shifting the belief that group coaching and masterminds.
I think it was in CIAD Live, you shared that example. You could speed up your process, you become people spend this time. I think hearing that, I was like, yeah. It wasn't a group, and they have actually friends and like
100%.
Mass.
It's a belief shifter. That's all it is. So your belief shifted at that point. So that's the purpose of this. It's like, what do they believe in? Your prospects, what do they think? Like in your industry, like what do they believe in? Saturation I can't start my own business, everyone's doing beauty, everyone's doing this, so well, that's a belief shift, and there'll be loads, there'll be so many different beliefs that they have, they will tell you, we're trying to find that out. And write them all
Well, yeah,
down.
right now it's a online training.
Yeah.
Beliefs, so offering them, but they're missing the component of a live training. Like, the live coaching.
Yeah, and that can be in. You could have that, like, you could have that in a flyer. On the on the front desk. You know, you could have that in email that goes out to your email list. With a video, or something that's gonna shift that. It's a real belief, it's not, they're not making it up, that's what they believe. Like, people believe in certain things. Like, and I'll give you a real powerful example. Like, David's got your belief is keto is the best thing for you. Correct? Who doesn't have that belief? There we go, so Tanya. So me trying to convince you that that's not right would be very difficult because it's such a strong belief for you. Me trying to shift Tanya's belief that your belief is right for her is going to be difficult as well because she has a belief. So see how you're just different people with different beliefs. If you want someone to buy into that, you've got to somehow shift my belief that keto is good for me and I should do it because it works and whatever reason, you've got to somehow shift that. Go on then.
So, America is the #1 country for Alzheimer's and dementia. And it's because of the amount of carbs we put in our body, because your brain needs saturated fats in order to thrive. And if it doesn't get it, then it's going to suffer. And that is.
Yeah, I'm watching. I know, it's fine. Like to eat a bit of fat. But so that's the other thing, is a belief in the world that fat's bad for you. That's a belief. And it's not true.
Yeah, that would be the belief.
No, but that's the belief. And the belief, if you look at the marketing in the world with when it's selling foodstuffs, like you'll see on the packaging, it will say things like fat free. But it's loaded with sugars. Yeah. But the belief that needs to be shifted, it's like because people believe fat's bad for them, the companies know that these things are existing in people's minds, so they change and adapt what they're saying on their labels. Fat free. Yes. And they buy, that's all it says. 100% fat free. Look, for the uneducated person, that's like all I need. Yeah, like they're consuming it, and it's got like 700 calories in it and about 180 grams of sugar. It's like, and it's not, they have no clue. And it's all words and marketing. Now the belief is being met, so they believe that that's good for them because it says fat free. Now for you, if it said keto friendly, you're going to pick it up. But because of the education, you're going to check. Yeah. And if it meets your belief, you walk to the counter and you buy it. So it's the same for all of this. They're all beliefs that we all have. Right? Belief time, there's a real urgency. There's got to be an urgency to do it now. Like I mentioned earlier, that's kind of the scholarship. The founding members. Only take 20. But again, you don't want it to be fake. You know, you want it to be an element of, there's got to be an element of authenticity there, than it being like fake. You know, it's like, because it doesn't work as well. Got to be a real element of urgency.
So that's what we just did. We said, when we sent that out, because it was just time, that we could only handle 10. In that process, we hired 3 or 4 more people to help us. So we actually took on another 3 and even had another 2 at this point. But we let everybody know that came on in addition, and to those who were already there, that the reason we brought a few extra was because we were adding addition to our team. And it worked.
Yeah, nice. Very good. Yeah, it's good. Real urgency. An example, Like, how many of you have been to a superstore or a shop? Like, I don't know, I went to you because you bought a ton of Adidas. Yeah, well, there we go. Now, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Was there anything there that made you buy it more? Was it a sale? Was it?
It was on there and another.
Here we go. So there's a real urgency to do it now. Perfect example.
And so much. Well, I was here for over many hours. Yeah.
Yeah, so without you, well, you may have been aware, or you may not have, but the law of missing out on that, and you would have done it so quickly, like justification in your mind. It would have all been happened very, very quickly. You wouldn't even know when it was going on. It would have been like, I need to do it now. It's 50% off. Of course, it is 50% off. I've got to do it. It's a clearance. This is not going to last. I can afford it. You know, why not? I'm going to have more clothes in the future with this. It's like it's preparing me. Yeah, of course, bye. So there's all these things going on really, really quickly. You may know them, you may not, but one of them would have been the urgency. I'll ask this question, if there was not 50% off and it wasn't a clearance, would you have bought all of that?
No.
Yeah, there we go.
No. It was like 2000.
Well, there we go. So that's a perfect example of a real world situation where that just came in, that belief. It's got to be an urgency for you to do it now. And the same goes for all of it gives the prospect more of a reason to take the action. Because if it's like, hey, it's 10K and it's 10K, you don't have to do it now and come back whenever you like. It's going to be 10K the whole time. Never in a million years.
Yeah, they won't sign that day.
No, because it's a law. It's a law of the human. Like there's got to be an urge to do it, and understanding like what's going to make them move and tick. That's that's why companies do sales, flash sales. 50% off for 24 hours only. It's probably not true, but it gets people into action. And you'll see in superstores where it'll say 4999 crossed 999 today only. Black for outside. People like rioting to get in. So it showcases the real urgency of people. It's happening in the mind. It's like, got to get in there. So there's queues on Black Friday so they get in.
I'm just gonna say Black Friday.
Yeah, they're outside. It's the year. I don't get this. I won't get some of the crap that they sell on Black Friday. It's not even good stuff. It's the belief that if I don't get it, someone else is going to get it. I'll miss out. I won't make that saving. I'm going to say that. Well, no, but it's the
Saving, like, why?
yeah, I'm saving, but you're not.
Yeah.
Really,
You're not.
You're not saving. You spend exactly, but someone who's not aware, this is all marketing like influence to get people to buy. And if you don't have it, you're going to lose money. That's the bottom line. So when you're aware of it, and you could weave it into all of your marketing, pre-call, even post-call, then you can totally change everything. So there's another exercise here. I'm not going to get you to do it now because I know you're all flagging. It's hot. I can see you're all like tired. So go for it.
Yeah,
I'm up
let's
for
do
it.
it.
Sure. Yeah. Good. I'm glad. That was a test. You passed. Good. If you're like, no, I'm glad, right, we're off, close the laptop. So what I want you to do is, I don't want you to write 10, based on the 10 beliefs that you've just taken from this presentation. Like underneath, I want you to write a belief that you believe your marketplace has right now, based on like what you've just been given. Some of them may be similar, but they won't be exact. They'll have different beliefs based on what you know about the market. And once you take 10 minutes, and once you have them, I just want to go around the room and do one each, just so you can learn from each other in different areas.
Different. That
Relates to your market.
So you can, like, if we go back to, like, this is like universal,
Yeah.
really. This may or may not be similar. You may do one-to-one. Like, do you have people in masterminds with what you do? Do you have people in group coaching with what you do? Okay. This as well is similar. this is similar. They're all pretty similar.
So are we creating a new belief for our?
So yeah, I mean, it's really wording it in a way that your market will understand. Based on these 10. Like I said, they may be very similar.
So if it's like.
You 10 minutes.
What's the extra time? Sorry. That was. Write down more audience aims, you believe in yours, as.
They need to be with us over.
It's the wrong thing, what they have. Is that a problem or they're good delay? The change?
It's the thing that we need them to realize. I believe that we need to realize.
Okay, like the good part of it, not the bad one there.
Or, I don't, I mean, they could be. It's, yeah, I mean, you could find. I'm not an early bird. Over this one, so I'm not. But, I tried other systems.
Have you tried Pavlov? It's like a watch that when it's your alarm, it'll shock you. And then if you do it every day for a month,
It'll stay awake for the rest of your life.
that's not it.
Take a look later then.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's still in much like that. That wasn't.
But we didn't like, what do you do? You know, bring it directly, like, marketing. Yeah, you know, whatever way it is.
You all good? Okay, let's start with Chad. So all do, we'll go around the room, just do one each, like a belief that your marketplace has that you need to share.
I guess one just for time management would be, I'm not an early bird.
Know what?
I'm not an early bird. So it's the early bird that gets the worm, right? So I'm not that kind of person. So it's around just the concept of personality. that I have to have the right personality, I have to have the right disciplines, I have to have the right systems. I'm not that guy.
Got it. Brilliant. No, that's good. Good awareness, because you will get people who will think it's like, well, I'm not disciplined, you know, I'm not an early bird, I don't follow routine, I don't, all of that stuff will be something that they believe in. And can you still help them even though that's like, they are, yeah, for sure. Perfect. So then that has to be shifted before they get on the phone with you. So where did you learn that? Where did you find that out? Had it on the phone, yeah?
Do what?
Did they speak to you on the phone and tell you that?
Yes, and research and I've talked to people about it. There's, yeah.
Okay, so the next, how could you shift that then before they get on the phone with you?
Well, what I do now is I have in PowerPoint, I have, my first T1 is truth. And it's all about limiting beliefs, myths. And, so it's speaking truth into those limiting beliefs, into those myths. And so I give examples of those myths, some of those limiting beliefs. There's, you know, I won't go into all of it, but I also do research based off of those. Everybody often comes up with these certain things around, they need energy or they need focus, and if they don't have it, they usually are procrastinator and all of these things, and that's why I say, that's not your problem.
Okay.
So that kind of goes back to one of those other things that you were talking about. That's what you think you have, but that's not the problem. The problem is your beliefs.
Okay,
So,
yeah, totally. I'm not disciplined and not an early bird. This won't work for me. You have to shift that.
Yeah.
That it can.
so I'll use the example of, I could just as easily say, the night owl gets the rat. I'm not an early bird.
The night owl gets the rat.
Yeah, I get, the early bird gets the worm, and we think you have to be an early bird, but I could say the night owl gets the rat.
Okay,
So it's actually the night owl,
but then you
if you're talking to the early bird,
you want to encompass all of them
everybody.
by not having any of them pigeonholed into either of those things. You say something, it doesn't matter whether you're an early bird, a night owl, doesn't matter if you're not disciplined or disciplined, this works because insert how it works and how you help someone else.
Yeah.
Like that, and then you've shifted it.
So for me, that's the way that I usually shift it though, is because they have a specific belief in their mind. And if you can reframe that.
Yep.
Then it gives you permission to be able to move into, oh, maybe I actually could. So half the battle is to believe that you can before I can even beat you into all of the principles. You don't even believe that you can
Well,
do
that's
more
belief
in
number
less
one.
time, right?
Number one.
It's not gonna,
Belief number one, they gotta believe they can do it.
right, exactly.
Great, well, Jenny?
I will say, my situation is too desperate. So that would be with the belief that, you know, people like them, we're helping people like them, even people worse. So I will contrast and clarify saying that, we have been working, helping people that have, you know, the issue of, going through day-to-day habits that they didn't pick up after themselves, up to people that were complete hoarders that accumulated more than 10 years of stuff at home, and
Yeah.
we're able to clear that in less than 6 months. And maintain that for over a year.
Nice.
So that's kind of huge.
Yeah, okay. So it's being able to let them know that before they speak with you.
Yeah, people like them and worst.
Yeah. Nice, good.
For me, I'm in the relationship boundaries coaching role. So therefore, because I can understand now to my usual needs a lot. About insurance, something with no one doesn't and that after all self-questions, you know, being selfish. So what you're doing, especially when you
Yeah, and that's again, great because. Yeah. No, but so there's, that's a belief. That's what the belief, well, it's a belief. So it's like Asian parents are very strict on their kids. It's a belief, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. It's like not everyone, but it's a belief that Jason's like it's true. There's like two of you. There's like two of you here. You know, there's like millions. So that's a belief.
Three, man.
Not to make a point.
Guy's Canadian, so it doesn't. The Canada overrides.
No, but that belief, absolutely, you know, it's, you call that out, that belief. Then you can diffuse it. It's okay, like this is, you know, this is normal, we all know this, we all know, everyone knows that Asian parents are strict on their children. You're gonna be a doctor, you know, you're gonna be this, and it's like, well, I wanna be a doctor, it's like, you are gonna be a doctor, you're gonna be like outside in the garden forever, you're not in the house, like strict. So it's like, that's, like you say, that's not just Asian parents, it's white parents, it's everyone, isn't it? But there's, everyone has a group of people who do that. So your job there is to shift that. Because is your target market specifically?
No, I do. Because I do get a lot of clients that are from.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter whether it's Asian, white, black, it doesn't matter. It's just like shifting the belief that you can weave that in to say, you know, there's a stigma attached to like Asian parents being restricting their children, like trying to force them in. And then shifting the belief that it's not just Asian parents, it's white parents, and it doesn't matter. This works for everyone. You know, this is the shift. It's like, even if you have the strictest parents in the world, so, you know, this is what can happen when you apply this shift. You change that belief. So good. Mary.
That parents must believe that they're worth investing in themselves first.
Nice.
And they come in and they want to help them, they will do anything to help their kid. And sacrificing themselves.
Love that. So how would you do that?
Well, I do it through stories, because if they don't see that they're worth it, how do they expect their children to know that they're worth it?
Yeah.
And then they're also, they could send their teams, the best therapists, the best programs, the best whatever. But if they're responsible for the environment, then their team isn't. So if they don't focus on themselves and change the environment after their team has done that work, it's not sustainable. The team will either, it won't stick, or they're gonna leave the house. So they'll lose it.
And you can demonstrate that through stories of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even maybe yourself.
Yep.
Brilliant. So then you do shift it, because then someone shows up, they've been exposed to that. So it's kind of there, a seed's been planted and it's shifted. I remember you mentioning that, and I saw Sue, you know, she was the same. She went through that and she invested in self-employed. So they all match up in there without even knowing what's going on. Like I said, if you don't address it, it's in that closed suitcase of disbelief or whatever it is, and it doesn't come out. It stays locked, but it's the truth is in that suitcase. You mentioned like the suitcase. It's like the suitcase. Everyone comes to the call with this suitcase and it's closed. And it's got a padlock on it and it's just there. It's like the real stuff's in there, but hey, here I am. All the shit's in there. And unless you unlock that and open it, let it all out, that'll stay in there and it won't ever come out. You won't get to it. It won't tell you what's going on. You open it, it's like, I don't believe in myself. I don't believe that as a parent, I should invest in myself. I don't believe in, you know, it's all saturated. It's all beliefs. It's in the case. You've got to get them out. Good. Let's go, Tanya. Avery. The jewel.
So for our industry, like, it's probably that when you're first starting off, your skill set isn't amazing, or if your location, you're not gonna be making money right away. And it's gonna take a lot of time to actually make income. But I think for to people that the very first time you ever sit down and do your first 25 months, your first 50 months. So it's just, and no matter what location you're in, even if you're in an older community, or if you're in a community where people just don't have a lot of money, you just adjust your price points and you'll make money.
Yeah, you just demonstrate that and showcase that. So that belief is just like quashed. It's like, I thought it would take months.
Well, people think of it in years before they're.
I think it'll take,
It's the first day you start doing it, you just make your first 2 months.
so like, you can demonstrate that as well and just like showcase that. A lot of people come, they're like, it would take like 2 years to get it going with this, but what if I told you could make money in the first 2 days just by doing this? And it's like, well, that happened for, you know, Sally did this, or you did this, or whoever, but it's just that, all it is just go, oh, okay, I thought it took me 2 years. It took like 2 days. Tell me more.
Or I told them like when they're coming to do the course, I'll be like, okay, your first few people are gonna be $25, so like, you know, we're gonna get their first seven, I'll pay you $25 for your time. And then realize, oh, I can actually charge right away, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's your time.
Great. That's gotta be. All of them, I know that's only one, but all of the things that are going on, it's all happening, so it's just being smart with how you put that to them. So you're handling all the underlying things that are going on. How can you get in front of them, whether it's a video, whether it's an email, whether it's a testimonial, or whether it's somebody you interviewed. I think that's a good one, the interviews. Like, if you can do an interview with someone and you have all of the beliefs specifically what you want to cover, you can go, so tell me, Sally, you came to me and you were like, it's gonna take me 2 years. Talk to me about that. How fast did we get results? Well, I thought it was gonna take 2 years, but actually it took me like 2 hours. And I was able to say the first one. And then your question will be the beliefs. You say something else and tell me about, whatever else there. And then that video could be like 10, 15 minutes. That could be in an email that goes out and just handle so many different beliefs they have in one video. Pre-call email, video, watch this video, handles it all. David, any from you? I know you said most of them were the same, but.
Yeah, so pretty much 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, what we did with them, because we're transitioning into the market. But the one that really sticks out to me, because right now we're in the real estate industry, and we're going to be moving into other niches once we lock down the real estate industry. So the one that really stuck out was they need to believe that this is gonna work for them.
Big one. Because if somebody comes in and they're like, well, it's okay for you. I'm this. Then you've lost them already. So it's okay for you. You've been doing this a long time. I'm a mindset coach. So say, I don't think this can work for me. So that's like, well, you've got to shift that. However you do it, whether it's through a story of a mindset coach who had the same belief. But what happened when they came in, handle all the stuff, then they got this. It's like, oh, maybe this will work for me. But without that, it stays locked in the suitcase and it never gets set. And it'll get disguised as something else. Sounds great, this, David. Sounds really good. I need to go and really, do my favorite one is I go and do my due diligence. And that really means no. That's it. It's like all of that stuff is all smoke screens. So like something that hasn't been addressed in the suitcase. So remember, every time you go into a call, just like pretend you've got a little case and just put it next to you.
So can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
What specifically are you looking to look for in diligence?
That's a good question. I don't believe you can help me. I want to get off the phone. I just want to get off the phone because I don't believe you can help me. That's what they're really saying.
Why you still on the phone?
Because I have so much baggage, I'm scared to hang up.
So just to gauge.
No, I know, but that's true. That's really what's happening. It's like, I want to save face. I don't want to, we're all programmed. We're all running on unconscious programs, unaware of it, all of it, how we show up in the world. So I don't want to offend you. That's a program. Why? You may not like me because of it. You'll think bad of me because of it. I don't want to be felt bad about. It's all unconscious stuff. And you can't go through life, I don't think, not giving a shit about anything, because I think there's a fine line between knowing what to care about and what not to care about. Because if you cared about everything, everyone's opinion, everyone's, what they thought of you everywhere, then you wouldn't live a very good life. But if you just like took the filter off and you were in a complete, I don't care about anything, most of you wouldn't be here. Right? There's a line of like, where is that line? And that would be one of them. Like on the phone, I don't want to feel like I'm offending you by saying, do you know what, David, your value didn't sell me. I don't believe you can help me. I also don't believe that I can do it. I also got like daddy issues and mummy issues, and I'm just a mess. I'm a complete mess. And I know I'll fuck it up if I come into your program. And I'll waste money like I did with the last program. That's the truth, usually. I don't say it though. Because there's too much to, but they're not open enough and vulnerable. There's too many like barriers and too much unconscious behavior going on for them to say that. Unless someone's got a really high level of awareness, they're not going to tell you that. But it's really going on. So sometimes you can get like, that's why it's always good to ask permission, say, look, can I just be truthful with you for a second? What's really going on here? What is it? Come on. We're on the phone. What is it? Man, I don't trust you, man. Sorry, I just don't trust you. Could be that. But you've got to act like, okay, but let's address that. What is it? What is it you don't trust? It may not be that. It may be something else. Maybe I don't trust myself. I don't believe this will work for me. I don't believe, that I'll follow through. But all of that is in the suitcase. It's not on the surface. They're not going to tell you that. Like with David, the other David, whose daughter was in Asia. Like that was in the suitcase. Alex picked the lock to get that out of the suitcase. Because if he hadn't, it would have stayed in the suitcase. And it would all been like, surface stuff. So we've got to get in there. Anyway, good one. Geraldine.
I have about 3 of them, and I don't know which one to pick. But I'll start here. My pain is too much. I've tried everything. I'm not sure that your program would really work. Could really work for me.
Say that again.
My pain is too much. I've tried everything, and I'm not sure that your program would really work for me.
Brilliant. So because it's powerful, because you know that.
Right.
You can call it out before they can. I mean, like you can really, like before they get to the call with you, you can actually address that.
Right.
And say, like, a lot of people have said that their pain is too much. They've tried everything, and I've worked with people who have tried everything and their pain got to it. They're severe for them. Nothing worked for them. I've helped people like that. Let me tell you about when you throw a story in of someone you have helped or yourself. I felt the same way back
Even
when
my doctor felt the same way.
well, you tell the story of that. Tell the story of the doctor, Dr. Strange. Bring him in, have a picture of him.
Okay.
No, seriously, like you could use like just as a Doctor Strange. Love Doctor Strange. Like I watched it for the first time on the plane. Didn't watch it all, I only watched the first like hour. I need to finish it on the way. And he's a neurosurgeon. He doesn't believe in anything but science. Don't tell me this woo-woo stuff. I'm a scientist. I can't think myself better. Don't be stupid. It's not what I do. I am a science person. Prove me otherwise. Change my belief. So you could use that story of the doctor who didn't believe that you could heal your ACL without all the stuff.
With how severe it was.
And then the call, do your own life box thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that it's a powerful story
So I have a
because there's a doctor involved, and the perception is that doctors know best. That's a belief, isn't it? Like, oh, they're a doctor, they must know. And that's bullshit. Doctor, like I work with doctors in Afghanistan, they had no clue about health, nutrition, nothing. It's all like GPs, like book says, take these pills. Book says, take these pills. Not all doctors. Not the Asian doctors, they're all good. That's a belief. No belief, it's what I believe. So the shift is the doctors know best. So you have to shift the belief of,
Right.
I was working with a doctor and they said that this would never heal without, scientific medical intervention. And my doctor was, adamant that it
And
wouldn't.
she wanted me to keep in front of the pain.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do the therapy exercises if I didn't have the painkillers and anti-inflammatories.
So that story, then when you didn't do that, and then you were to do it the way you are teaching your clients, the pain went away, you healed, and my doctor came back to me and tell you it would be more powerful if you had like something in writing from the doctor.
Oh, I can get that.
Do it, and then you put that in your marketing and said, and this is something from my doctor. And you show it. I couldn't believe what Geraldine told me. I didn't believe it. I'm a person of science. Like they call me Dr. Strange. And I didn't believe this would happen, but she proved me wrong. Through the power of mind and the power of thought alone, and she healed her ACL, and this happened. Amazing. You show that, and then that belief, oh my God, I'm a science person, and totally shift them.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, no worries, good, good. Jeff?
They believe that they can do it better in-house, quicker, faster.
Brilliant, so good, that's good. So how can you shift that?
Case studies. Show them what it'll cost them.
More than that. I can do this, I can do all this on my own. I'm just like, I'm gonna do all this on my own. You've got to showcase someone who tried that and crashed and burned. Like showcase like, this is what happened to somebody who tried to do it on their own. Through a story, and this is what they did. They didn't want my help, then that was fine. They went their own way. 3 years later, the business crashed, went under, everyone got laid off. And I think one of them's like a milkman now, one of them's, flying pigeons.
Inseminating
And one of them's cleaning pools. So, that's, it's, it can happen, but, good luck, I wish you all the best. Then you go back to like, what did you put before? Because again, it's a belief. Does it make sense? It's a belief. It's a belief they can't do it with us. It goes back to one or the other. They need a mentor to get the help. They believe they can do it on their own. There's something missing, something you can miss. Like whether it's a story, whether it's a chaos. We had a lady once called Karen, true story. Karen, yeah. She was a nice Karen. Yeah, she was a nice Karen. And she jumped on the phone and she'd been trying to get it going in fact, she spoke to Alex 2 years prior and didn't join. She was brand new. So I can do this on my own. And it might have even been Adam, but she had spoken to somebody before. And she went away, I'm going to do this on my own. She went away, tried it on her own for 2 years, built a program, done everything, just failed miserably. So that's a story now that I would use in the marketing to handle I can do it on my own. Karen came in, she spoke with us, she said she could do it on her own. She spent 2 years trying to put it together. And you can ask her, would you like to spend 2 years putting this together or 2 months? 2 months. Okay, because Karen went away, did it for 2 years, still couldn't work it out. Wasn't her fault though, she didn't know what to do. She didn't realize she needed someone to hold her by the hand and hold her accountable. She just went off on her own, tried everything out, throw a mud at the wall, hoping it sticks, nothing worked, sleepless nights, YouTube videos, buying like $97 programs all over the place, just this membership sites everywhere. Came back to us and it was like the mess. We had to like get rid of everything. It was so messy. It wasn't a fault, she just didn't know what to do. Got a clarity or a guidance, held her by the hand, and within 3 weeks, she had her first $6,000 client. Any reason you couldn't do that? Story is just fix that, because I don't want to be like Karen. I want 2 years of like pulling my hair out, but you need that before that shows up.
No one wants to be like Karen.
There's no Karen. Yeah. Karen gets such a bad rap now. We'll do, let's go for Rob.
Yeah, so in our industry, we typically, or at least I encounter typically, people who say, oh, they don't need systems, right? They can just brute force it, everything themselves, right? That they don't need someone coming into their business and telling them what to do. And typically how they're proven wrong is I just ask them, okay, show me how you do things, or tell me about how you do things. And then they go like, I just figure it out along the way, right? And it's like, okay, so can you map it out? Can you diagram it out? Can you, explain it to your future employee? Can't do it, right? And that's when they start realizing it's like, oh, like, okay, maybe I don't really fully understand what I'm doing. And then I go, okay, walk me through it one step at a time. And in front of them, in real time, I'll diagram out their entire process. And I'll point out exactly where their failure point is. And typically it's themselves. And as the business owner, themselves is the failure point. And there's no way to get around it except for something that is manufactured. So the system, okay? And then they become more compliant.
You do that during the call?
Yeah, during my call. So there's a call with Jason. And then sometimes they need like that extra, like get to know the person, the other person that's going to be working more with them. that's where I'll come in. And then that's where I'll lay it out for them.
It's not like a full map out. When you do something like that, is that a good idea, like, to have, you remember when people were like paying to have a call with Alex, and if they enter the program, then they have, discount, because you're giving like time for like.
It's
It's
different.
like, Tracy, what he's doing, is like, completely like.
Yeah, because I'm showing them that they don't even have the mental ability to do what I do.
No.
Because for us,
Just look at it.
it comes with 4 years, a piece of paper that's like, I invested 4 years, right? That's my electric, that's what we're doing. We're trained to do this rigorous type of training. And most people, they don't have it. They haven't spent the amount of time. I mean, my background is 10 years engineering with those levels of systems, more complex than anything
Okay,
they've ever touched, right?
so basically the belief is that they can build all their own systems and just,
Like, they can just brute force it somehow.
yeah, this en route just start like like paper
Right.
mache and gluing things together.
Right, and we have a client that's currently going through that, and then by sitting with me, just for 2 hours, right? Or even like half an hour, they realize it's like, we can't do this, like, on our own, right? And I'm also working a lot, like, what I'm going through, it's with not only the owner, but their employees. Because we need to create systematic changes.
I mean, you know, going through all that kind of process, I mean, almost 2 hours.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, that's not our sales process.
Right.
That's,
That's like your diagnosis, really,
Yeah.
to go in and see what's,
Right.
Yeah.
to see what's.
And we
what's
charge
going
for that.
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you charge for it, okay, that's good.
Okay.
I'm glad you charge for
They
it.
then-
So,
they then upsell to. another
Like our-
product.
yeah, so our initial, like ours is a bit different because we just do consulting. But we do, we did the first batch of them for free because we were proving our product just honestly to ourselves.
yeah,
And then when it worked, we were like, okay, now we're charging for that. And it's like, I don't know, it's like 500,000.
Okay.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, so,
And then that, after the call with him, then now they're sold on getting the full package.
okay, so you're kind of, that call is like a belief shift anyway, just by getting them on to like, that, like to make that even more powerful, you just future pace the chaos that's coming, you know, it's like, if you don't put these in place, like now, this would happen, because this is what happened to.
Right.
This happened with Dave, like Dave came to us and he had all these, very similar to you, had all of these like holes, gaping holes everywhere. He was hiring more people, things were falling out the bottom. You know, Dave's not in business anymore, you know, he literally tried to brute force it and didn't work, and now he's out of business, so I'm not sure like what your plan is. I mean, would you like to be like Dave, or would you like, you know, they're gonna say no, you know, you could say it like that.
Right.
But basically, all you're doing there is you're shifting the belief. It's like they can't build all of this like it's complex. It's a very complex system process that they don't have.
Right.
Then you could tell that story like, look, it's like building a house. If you don't know how to build a house, you don't have a blueprint to build a house, and you just freewheel it. You just end up on the work, you go to the work site, you know, you've got all these tools, I've got wood, I've got like all these electrical pieces. Like I've got all the tools, but where do these nails go? Right, where do these go? It's gonna build like a mess, and it'll all just fall down the line. You have to tell the story, that's what's gonna happen. So
Right.
that's the shift. It's like, well, maybe I do need 2 nerds to come in and fix this for me. You know, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's basically what we're doing.
See, let's come in and fix that. I like that.
Because
Good name,
the biggest
good
belief
See, let's
is,
come in and fix that.
is the first set, how Alex had the 0 to 31 pages in Ready, Fire, Aim.
Yep.
That's actually what you need in the beginning. Is to go crazy with it, figure it out on the way. But then once it reaches that next stage,
Yep.
that belief doesn't work anymore.
Yep.
And that's where we can.
2 nerds. Well, you should act like that. You just need to get some glasses on as well, Jason, and you'd be squared.
We could look here.
Try those.
Yeah.
Concierge business advisor. Yeah.
There's your homepage picture.
Right, guys, so that's gonna conclude that. Well done on the exercise. Any questions around this specifically? Before we move into a Q&A with Alex. and
Love it.
Anything? All happy? Good?
Can I ask you about stuff tomorrow on it? Because I want to work on it. a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, but the bottom line is just to summarize. these beliefs, they're real beliefs that your marketplace have, know what they are. And get them shifted before they show up on the call with you. Because when you know them and they show up, it makes it easier, you know, and it changes, by the way, because there's times where, you know, we were getting calls and it was easy. You know, it was like, this is really easy, this is simple. And then it changes, so the beliefs have shifted somewhere. Like everyone's doing this, why you like there's a belief change, so you have to find out what they are and then change your marketing, change your angle, change your message, and then calls get easier. So
First and foremost, let's give it up for Carl. So, you know, what's going to happen here, ladies and gents, is that, you know, we're going to dive into Q&A here. What's going to happen is that you're going to be speaking with people and you're not going to be overcoming the beliefs. And that's going to be the sign of what you need to write down. They said this, and you write that down, and then you like, you know, I got to do like Kai's and Thai, because I got to do Kai and Thai now. For Thai, he said, oh, the biggest takeaway for him was that the marketing loops back, the sales feeds the marketing. And you got to understand that. So when you're on the phone, you get this objection and somebody doesn't buy, and you go, oh, that's a belief that they have. You write that down, you got to figure that out and bring that in. And then as you bring all of these things in, it just gets easier to the point where you're on the phone, like, you know, oh my gosh. And we've done it with the seminar business so well, and we're really replicating our seminar business to be outside of the seminar business. But after the seminar, I could be on the phone with somebody and close a 25K deal in like 9 minutes. Like 9 minutes, I'm taking 25,000 for them because they spent 3 days going through all of this stuff. Yeah. There's no content I'm going through. I'm changing beliefs. That the whole seminar is like, you know, overcoming all of the objections I've heard on the phone for years prior to it. You know, so you know, we've covered a lot of stuff here today. We're definitely going to do, you know, key takeaways and positive roundtable. But what we want to do here is dive into some, you know, Q&A, give you some time to like let you speak about like anything that's from today that you need help with. So yeah, so any questions you have for me, Carl, fire them away. Okay, Regina.
Yes, we are talking about changing beliefs of
Yes.
people that are coming into our program for the first time.
Yes.
What about beliefs of people that they came with us, they worked with us, and they decided, oh no, from now on, I'm gonna do it by myself, and they crashed.
Cool. So before you worked with us, were you able to do it on your own?
Excuse me?
Before you worked with us, were you able to do it on your own?
No,
So what makes you believe that after working with us, you're going to be able to do it on your own?
I know how to do it. I now know the program.
Okay,
the
so
system.
now they now have a belief that they've got the tools and they've got the system. Now, is that true, Regina? Then they don't need you. Then that's fine. They don't need you.
Not necessarily,
Why?
because they need to have the community. That's the community part that is missing, and the follow-ups that makes the difference.
So
Because most of
So
them.
let's just stop a second. But can you see now, if she thinks enough about this in this problem solution scenario, this is what they're going to say. Is that true? Because that's their belief. No, because of these things. So before that can happen, hey, just so you know, we have an up-level program. In this up-level program, by all means, you can turn it down. But I have one question for you. Were you successful doing this before working with us? Well, more than likely, no, because you would have never joined us. And now you've joined us, you do have the tools and knowledge to go forward and do it on your own. And we've allowed people to do that. The problem is they come back to us and said, I failed on my own again, because I didn't have the community and the accountability and the hand-holding. And that's why this up-level community is so important, because it has those things that going on your own doesn't have. Now, that belief has been evaporated. It's gone. Well, I can do it on my own. You don't have to say to me, can't do it on their own. They're like, actually, they're questioning that. Okay? So it's perfect what you're saying there. But you've got to find these things, what their beliefs are, then resolve them.
another thing everyone can do this, when you're selling your program, having something in your pitch which sells them on the next thing before they even get there. So it's like future pacing. And if you once you get to the end of the program, we do have higher level pieces, because a lot of people who leave our program, they've got the tools, but to take it a step further, they don't have the necessary next steps wherever they are. to get to that next level and then insert whatever that big benefit is for them. But we can speak about that down the line, and something that's gonna make them wanna stay, to take them further in their journey. Like, it's being really careful with that. What is that? What were they called, Chad, those things?
There's noise in the vent right here.
It's like a big mess.
Size of the deal.
Oh, we need to close.
So I want to share something that, so here's something. So I think, the truth is never nice for these people. As an example, I sat next to Jess just now. She goes to me, "You stink." Not really what I want. I do. You do as well.
Yes, that's musty.
So I'm like, okay, it's not really what I wanted to hear when I'm, mingling with loads of people. But it's the truth, I have my second shower and, and get a freshen up again and change. But I'd rather her tell me than not be told.
True.
Yeah, just this is the truth, like, oh, for sakes. Really? She goes, yeah. Okay. So the truth isn't nice, but people are thankful for it. And you have to just remember that they will thank you for it. Thanks, Jess. Thank you. Okay, who else got a question? Yes, Jolene.
Say I'm not disciplined. I never stick with healthy habits that I start.
Just continue that way. Is this serving you well? Okay, then I don't think I want to work with you. But I don't think you can get results in our program. And I think you act in that way, you bring our community down. So unless there's a change before we do business together, I'm not accepting you as a client. So you better be a really good salesperson. Because I'm a hard person to sell.
I want to work with people that are really ready to let go of it, not mess around.
What you must do is you must get them to decide that, not drag them in. I'm telling you, I am not dragging anyone into a program ever again. In fact, I want to just throw those people into the wall and be like, no, and I want to make a point of it. I want to make a point of it to my world. I actually, somebody, I don't know who it was here earlier, it may have been you with your business, but I don't think it was, but it's just, you want to know it's when you were giving the presentation, who you don't want. So it's not just who you do want, you want to tell them, I don't want any victims. It's okay if you've been burned to the past, but to come here moaning and bitching about those people and not taking responsibility, like, I don't want to work with those people. Obviously, you want to say this before the person starts moaning and bitching about somebody else, right? I don't accept moaners, whiners, excuse makers, like victims. Like, it's okay, we've all been burned. We're actually going around blaming other people and not taking responsibility. They're not people we accept in the program. So as you say that, and you're very clear about that in your marketing as well, those people stop approaching you.
Yeah.
Or if they are that way, they don't approach you that way. In our community, we hold people to a high level. They go outside and be dicks. I'm sure some of them are. When they come back in, they ain't acting that way. We don't tolerate it. So we create that, okay?
And so the people, I also have the objection that a lot of people don't know it, but they are very attached to their pain.
Yes,
Their identity is
Yes.
all wrapped up in it.
yes, it's very difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have the same problem. I think we all do, to be honest.
We all have that version of it.
I think we do. When we speak to Jenny about it just now, it's like, it's just such a contrast. It's like, here Jenny is looking to learn about sales, but Jenny's scared of success. So she's scared of success, she's rejecting success. And she's actually saying things that are not logical that would make her successful. She just denied something that was a true fact because of her emotions around success. So here she is investing money just to show up like isn't really because of these subconscious beliefs. We all have them. I have them.
I mean, I do too. So how would you address that?
Tell us true. Yeah, tell a story. It's the whole thing about the Karen story. It's a true story. It's like, so if you feel like something's gonna be like that, you tell that story. Karen went away for 2 years. You know, and then she come back, we help her in 2 months, which Karen would you rather be? The Karen does it in 2 years or 2 months? 2 months.
It's also the question, Sharon, with, you can ask the question, is it like, are you ready to let go of that? Like, are you ready to let go, or do you want to continue down that path? Because if you want to continue down that path, this is probably not for you. But if you're ready to let go and get the help to move away from that, start living in glory, the glory bits, and remove all the pains, then go here and like, we can discuss it, but you've got to repel. If you're not, and you want to hold on to it and stay in this victim mode and not take like extreme ownership of where you are, then this won't be for you. Like, leave this presentation right away. But if
Yeah.
you are ready to let go and you do feel like you want to level up, this is definitely going to be for you. You're going to get a lot from this. Continue watching what I'm showing you, and then just throw a Doctor Strange bet on. You've seen Doctor Strange.
The other thing is, you can ask the question, what's the reason you want to hold on to that identity? Ask them.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people who come to me, they struggle with this, and this, which they may be struggling with. And I ask them, what's the reason you want to hold on to those things? Let me ask you the same question. What's the reason you want to hold on to those things?
Comfort.
Comfort.
You don't have to do anything different. Yeah, it's great.
So what's the reason on this phone?
Part of me really is sick and tired of it. And I want to get past the excuses.
You want to get past the excuses. See, that one right there is just such a key one for me. I promise to not let you down. I'm going to give you an opportunity today, and I promise to not let you down with that. Because then you start giving me excuses, I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to hold you to it. You said you want to stop giving excuses, and here you are. You're an excuse maker. And you don't want to stop that. Because today you would have proved me wrong. You know, you really hold them to those ones. I'm going to find those ones, and then that's what I grab a couple of those, and I hang on to those ones. And here's a big thing. A lot of people, they never tell you this one. It took me years to figure this one out. It's they don't believe in themselves that they're going to do it. They bought programs in the past and they haven't followed through. So why this time? Why am I going to be different this time? But they don't tell you that. Yeah, they sometimes they do, but like they don't usually tell you. And I missed it for years. So I missed for years. So that's why, you know, for a James thing, if you're scared of success, service dissolves that. Be of service. That really dissolves the fear of success. Like, I can make a lot of money, and when I focus on service, it's just secondary, and I'm just focused on service. When I focus on the money, oh God, weird thing
So would
happens.
you ask what would make a difference for you to move past that?
Yeah, I'm going to tackle it as many different ways as possible. Here's my response. The question at this point doesn't matter. I am going to ask questions. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to find out what's going to move you today. You're here for a reason. I take inbound calls. What are you here for? What's been stopping you? What's been getting in your way? What's getting in your way right now? How am I going to move you past that? That's my job, to help you make a decision to move past that. And it's okay if you falter. It's like addiction recovery. I worked with a guy and I relapsed a number of times. But then he was able to give me a frame that I didn't relapse. It's something that stuck with me. And I was able to, so for the longest I've been now, because there's one frame. But I really, you know, it's like when you get them to make that commitment on the phone, doesn't mean they're fixed forever. They may be in your program of relapse, they may be in your program of break apart, but you can pick them back up again because you're on the inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All of it, you said too, Rob. Thank you.
Who else got questions? Wow.
I think, yeah, I think one of the biggest things that you can take away, like you'll have your own takeaways, which we'll go through in a second, but one of the biggest things I think is the truth. Yeah, truth is the big takeaway here is.
I stink.
You stink, like, that's true.
Thanks, Jess. So the truth, huh?
But sometimes it's hard, even for like us, to pull the truth from somebody because there's something in our way for asking the question.
Yes.
I don't wanna hurt this people's feeling, I don't hurt these people's feelings, I don't want, it comes back to the own self-image of, if I ask this question, they may not like me. It's not nice.
That's the vent.
Oh, it's not outside.
Someone's working.
Oh,
It won't be the aircon.
the noise is coming through the vent too.
Yeah, so the truth, getting to the truth can be hard. Especially if you're in there yourself and you're in your own way with all your own suitcases of baggage. You won't get to the truth if your suitcase comes to the call.
I remember I said that earlier, you've got to leave you out of there. You've literally got to be out of there. And when you're going to ask a question, I say to I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. But Jess will be there in the room with me, and I think to myself, I have to say it. And I ask the question. And I've got to get it's like my own rejection or my own self-worth or like, oh my God, they're not going to like me. All of that shows up for me still. I've been on the phones forever. I have self-worth issues. I'm a human being. Once you can remove yourself, and be like, no, I'm going to ask this person I want to know. Like, they're like, wow, nobody's ever asked that question before. Nobody's got this deep with me before. Like, this is a completely different conversation to the last call they had. You know, some high ticket closer working for some coaching company. Like, what the hell is this? This is different. Yes.
What do you say to someone that thinks that they're hopeless to deep, that they are hopeless?
Well,
Agree with you.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I've had many people who think they're hopeless. They come in the program and pick, but mostly you're the case. You're the single one who is hopeless.
And to people that say that, they want to do things at their own pace, they don't want to be pushed, they don't want things to go too fast.
So we have a self-paced program, no pushing, things ain't too fast. Mostly it's not for you though.
See, all of these things, because
You have a self-paced,
Yeah, of course.
I've known, Jenny, I know that you have a lot of like these things. Like, do you have them all written down?
yes.
Where do you handle those? Because if someone's saying it on a call, most people are thinking it. So you know that's like when I first got together with Alex in, I think it was 2016, and I went through all that stuff. There was hundreds and hundreds of workflows. You know, he likes a workflowing, and I'm just in this workflow and all these notes, and I'm just like, but it was all the marketplace objections and their feelings and their beliefs. It was all of it. It was just so much of it. So it's like we have to extract that and put it into the marketing so we don't have to handle it all on the phone. So all of these things you're saying, like, what if somebody says, I want to go on my own pace, I want to do that. That should be in your script somewhere, because someone else is thinking it. So you should say in there, when we go to the program, you can go at your own pace. There's no rush. We have a self-paced program. If one week you don't show up for something, it's fine. You can catch the recording in your own time. All that should be covered somewhere.
Yeah,
Also,
so those things that I'm taking note of, I should, yes, take note of them, but not handle it like one-on-one, but like, having it a way that I can handle the objection before it happens.
Yeah, because if they're thinking it.
you could do this in the pre-call. You could literally have a list of things, Q&As, and one of them could be, it's like, you could have, we have two options available. We have the self-paced program and the program where we push you fast. Let us know which one you want information on. They're both the same freaking program. One, I'm just going to let you go through on your own pace. The other one, I'm going to be giving you a bit of a push.
But it's a belief. It's keto. No, seriously, it's a belief. That's all it is.
How do you get all this in a less than 1 hour presentation?
Pre.
Pre-
Yes, before. You want to find the few things that'll move somebody. And it's like, then you get those things, you just do them. So your presentation is a place that you get to do it. After they've filled out an application, you can send them a pre-call video, pre-call training. You can send them to a page with a video that covers all of these things, the top 10 objections. You don't call them our top 10 objections. You tell them that you give them a video about, hey, so a lot of people are asking about our program. And unfortunately, this is going to sell out. So by the time you watch this, this could have been removed off the internet. But right now, let me just brief you, just in case you are one of the people in time. There's a few things that I want to share with you to make sure that this is the right opportunity for you, because if this is not the right opportunity, cancel your call. Let's not waste your time. You just start going through them. And now the person, like what I just did, there was a bit of framing, like scarcity, like I don't need you, cancel the call. Like, you know, if this is not right for you, you know, those things are there. And it's like, you know, one of the biggest questions people ask us is like, you know, they don't want to be pushed. So we've really listened to our market. We have a self-paced program, but the self-paced program is only for 16% of our clients. Most of our clients like being pushed because they can't do it on their own. That's why we hold our people accountable around here. See, most people, they don't like the accountability, but that's where they get results. Now, don't get me wrong. We do have the self-paced program for some of you. You can ask for that. It's a lot less. Why? Because this is where we get the results over here. Then you go into another one. But like I can overcome that. Now, somebody doesn't want the self-paced one anymore. They want to be pushed. Like, I want one-to-one. I don't want group. That's cool. My one-to-one's 50,000. Unfortunately, I gave most of my attention to the group. And the group is much less. The group's where we get the most results. We put the most time and people get the most results. I say the group is where people get the most results. It's 10 times less. Oh, I'm interested in the group now. I don't really want a one-to-one. Their belief changes.
Well, I can tell people I can meet you in the group once a week, or we can meet one-on-one once a month. And you can get group for 1/4 the price.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. One of the big things as well, like with the pre-call video, like when you're on the phone with people, that's why it's so important to take notes on the phone call. If you're not taking notes on your phone call and being methodical with it, then you really trip yourself up. And then the video that we filmed, the very first thing that Alex brings up on the screen, it says S and H. And that's what the market was saying. And the S and the H stood for, anyone know? I'm saying
S and H.
on the whiteboard, on the electric board, it says S plus H in the middle as the video starts. And that is from the marketplace, from the phone. Like, it's what people are saying on the phone, like the pain points. So all that video does is it immediately connects with the audience watching, because it's like, well, that's me. That's what I've been doing. Do you know what the S and the H was? Anyone? No?
Shipping and handling.
No, nothing to do with it. And this is how like critical this is, because shipping and handling, I know the joke, but sales, marketplace, I'm not thinking that. Anyone? No? No? No?
Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Alex Jeffrey. So as you see by here, this S and H, this was me as I started my coaching business. I was scared and I was hiding. And I was sick and tired of it, because I knew deep inside of me I had a gift to share with the world, but I didn't know how to get out there. And every time I tried, I was scared and I was hiding. Why? Let me break that down for you, because I don't want you to feel the same way. I don't want you to miss out like I did.
So that there now gets the person who's watching to take a chair, grab a coffee and go, oh God, I'm scared and I've been doing this my whole life. But that's what they were saying on the phone. That's what it's important to listen on the phone. What are they saying? What are they actually saying on the phone? Because a lot of the times you're on, they're going, I've been so scared, you know, and I've got all this value and I'm just hiding in the background. And I'm just scared to put it out there. So it's like, well, that's the first thing we address. And everyone was saying it. There's a lot of people saying, I'm scared and hiding. So then it's like, well, let's just throw it back to sales and the marketing, throw it back out. Now that video is still going now. So I'm still using it. Scared and I was hiding. That's what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing. So what are your marketplace saying? What are those keywords? The scared and hiding, it's like that's making them feel understood, not shipping and handling. Or sales. You know, it's deeper than that. Scared and hiding. It's the truth. That's all it is. Any other questions? Chat? I can see you.
And he just said something that was really good. Any other questions? If you do it on a sales call, they're going to say no. So you change it from any other questions to what other questions do you have? Automatically assumes they have questions and they ask you questions. It's a great question. What's the reason for asking that specific question? Yes.
what did you say the better response was? What other, or what other questions?
Yeah, instead of just saying on a sales call, just, instead of saying, do you have any questions? They're automatically gonna say no. Just the mind says no. But if you change it to what other questions do you have, the brain starts looking for questions. Anyway, just thought I'd share it. It's exercise.
That's good.
Yeah, huh?
That's an NLP.
Yeah, it's a really important one. Okay, what other questions do you have? I'm interested, there's not so many questions really, because we had a very intense day of training.
So it was very, like, thorough.
Good.
It was very clear.
Thank you.
Exercises in between that gave us a further understanding.
Go on.
Do you, in a WOW video, what all do you include? Okay, so you're gonna do a power content, you're gonna sign up for a strategy. At that strategy call, you're gonna do a pre-call presentation.
Yes.
In that, what would you include or what would you not include? Where does a WOW page come in?
So the WOW page, just think about this, after somebody has applied for a call with you, okay? After somebody's made a decision, they're gonna start talking themselves out of that decision. That's what they do, they just, and the longer the time goes, the more they talk themselves out. So you wanna give them material to consume before they get on the phone with you, that reaffirms their decision was the right decision to get on the phone with you. And to overcome objections as well. So by the time that you make them an offer, they're like, yeah, this is no brainer, I'm in.
This goes back to the last mastermind.
Oh.
Like, the contact after, like, here's your little voice recording, you made a little great choice, and
Yeah.
you have with us, whatever, right? It's just all of that.
That's exactly that. So Chad, exactly that. Exactly that. You want to give them more material before they get on the phone with you. That's it. Like, and what material is it? Well, look at the objections you get on the phone, look at the beliefs that they're coming to you with, and reframe them. You just change them. Okay.
So here's an example, guys, just so you can see it. Someone books a call, they land here, it says congratulations, next step, and then this is the video we're just talking about. See the S and the H there? There's an H behind. I don't know if we got volumes on here.
So has anybody ever asked what that is?
On filling out your strategy session to speak with us. So right now, before we talk on the phone, I want to talk you through some of the things that we're going to be doing together in the coaching program if we feel like there's a good fit and we can help you, okay? A lot of people have been asking us, what is this program all about? So I want to make sure it's very clear before we actually speak on the phone. So first and foremost, I want to show you this big red circle here. This here is what I used to be before I was a coach, before I was a successful coach, before I had clients. I would be scared and I would hide. And I want to break this down. Before I get into the coaching, what I notice about a lot of coaches are that they're scared and they hide. Okay. And this program is to remove the fear and remove all of the stuff you hide from to actually make life simple.
What's really good about, if we look at this like 20-minute video or something, instead of having to do this on the phone with every single freaking person,
Yeah.
it's just done before the conversation. Did you watch the pre-call video? Yes, it was amazing. I learned a lot about the program. Great. I have to speak about the program. I don't need to talk about the program on the phone. I just need to find out what bullshit stories they have, get rid of those stories, and get them in the program.
And then down here, Chad, just because you were just asking. So like there's important info like spam, because a lot of the emails go into spam, just clear direction, really, just like to show them what to do. And then you say about the WOW page, like this pops up then like down the bottom, and then, there's like,
That's your WOW page then.
Yeah.
All the videos on it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those are famous people.
There's somebody, I don't know.
So what are the three M's for in that video?
Huh?
Market, message, match.
And then we got this as well. So when you click there, it just takes them off because I couldn't, we got that many testimonials. It was crashing the system. No shit. It's like, look, this is all of them now. Like this will take us a while. This is from when we first started. These are all testimonials. We had none on the 5th of Feb, 2018. None of these were here. Still going.
So let's do this thing. Let's do the, because we got 25 minutes.
Yep.
here,
So
So,
that clicks on though.
I have a couple more.
yeah, we do.
So that click, I just want to make sure I've got that. They click on a strategy session. And
Basically,
that pops up.
basically this, Chad. After somebody books a call in with you, or they fill out an application, whichever it is you do first. Sometimes I'll have an application. So like somebody books, like that's how they make contact with us, they fill out an application. Other times I'm sending them straight to the calendar to book the call. And then they can do an application after that. Okay? After they've made the point of contact, reaching out, whether they filled out an application or they booked a call. After that, and before the phone call, is a really good time to overcome all of these things we've been speaking about. Make sense? So I'll call their pre-call checklist, a pre-call training. You want them to check that out before the call. That way, a lot of the objections are no longer there when you're on the call.
And it's through email them.
Email, text, yeah. I got the.
And if they say they haven't, you say go back and listen to it.
It's up to you, it's up to you, but, you know.
Makes a big difference if they have one. Like, here's the thing, when somebody goes through this process, not everyone's gonna watch it. And you, depending on on the influx of calls, if you're like back to back and there's like loads of calls coming through, you can probably say go watch it. But if it's not, you're just trying to get people on the phone, just take the call. Because like me personally, if I go through anything, I'm methodical and I want to look at everything and I'll watch the video, I'll read the emails, I'll look at the testimonials, and I'll go into a call. Hey, that's just me. And I everyone's like that. And they come, oh, I think I saw it, got lost in my spam. So we'll go find it. You know, it's just, you've got to play it by ear. You've got to, it's up to you. But if you haven't got a big flow of calls coming through, use the opportunity to get some more money.
I'll do this as well. Here's how I'm gonna answer it. If somebody watches the video, you ask them, did you watch the pre-call video? And they say yes. And then they buy from you. Make note of that. If somebody says, did you watch the pre-call video? They say no, then they don't buy from you. Take note of that. And as you take note and you're doing more and more calls, you notice a pattern. Then if somebody gets on the phone, so did you watch the pre-call video? No. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you the pre-call video. And after you've watched the pre-call video, I'll reschedule a call with you. But we're not going to have this conversation until you watch that video, because I don't want to waste your time. So I'm doing it for now. Because the information in that video is critical to your success. So if that's okay with you, to make sure you get the most out of this conversation, and you have the success that you're here for, do you agree that you will watch that video? When will you watch it by? Let me send you the video right now. Let's get back on the phone in what? 60 minutes? Okay, I'll see you in 60 minutes. Pre-call video, boom.
I schedule once and in the system, it gives the automatic reminders. So in the automatic reminders, I put the link in there to make sure that they watch the footage.
Yeah.
It's another added.
Yeah, just without the technical side of it, 'cause I'm not, again, remember I said I'm not the process guy. I am not the process guy. I just know that before it, the more information you sell them, yes.
So back to the pre-call video, and if they say, I just want to add something to it that I recognize what you're saying. When we're not going to hold a call with them because they didn't watch it, something really powerful is say that we only take action takers inside of our community. And you didn't take action to watch this video, but you really want to be inside the community, then go ahead and go watch that video. So if you're done on the phone,
There you go. Okay, exactly. And I like that a lot. No, I like that. It's good framing. Because this is what it is. people don't know about respecting the boundaries until you tell them the boundary line.
Mhm.
So as you teach them that and say that, they go, oh, I respect this person. Yeah, I respect this person. This person likes being respected. I'm gonna go follow what this person said. I'm gonna come back. Now they're coming back in alignment with respect. So it's good, really good language.
So I had a question. So how do you, if let's say you have some clients that you got great results with,
Yes,
but they're really busy, they're hard to get a hold of. But you want like an actually good testimonial from them, not like a kind of surface level kind of thing.
yeah.
Like, how do you think we could approach that?
I just found $2 million in business. Call me back once you want me to share with you where all this extra money is. Like something in there for them is basically what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like everybody's busy until they don't need to be busy. You know, it's like I found something amazing inside your business. I think you're gonna want to know about it. Or I found something drastic in your business. I think you're gonna want to hear about this. Like,
So then once I get them in, then I ask them for the testimonial.
yeah, then when I'm in conversation, then I can, you know, then I can move to the business side of things. Hey, by the way, Jason, would you be opposed to I mean, if you had a terrible time with me,
No, it's been great.
it's been great. Like, would you be open to sharing that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll just take care of that. Actually, let me, before I just do that, let me have a look at this, because I know you're busy. I don't want to take too much of your time. Do you have 5 minutes now?
I see.
If I go to, hey, Jason, I want a testimonial, like, I'm busy out.
I have found that if you make a big impact, there's a.
Yeah. 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 Okay, who else got questions? Carolyn?
I can't afford all the natural therapies that it would take to get me to feel better.
Stay feeling bad then. Another
See, I
one.
want to go into why the package that we put together for this program will include this comprehensive array of cool things that they will have right on hand. They don't have to nickel and dime anything, but that sounds like I'm selling and defending. Or
I just keep, people think I'm like brash or something, it's just like being in enough conversations to know when I'm like, oh, but this solution, it's so good. Like, yeah, I'm okay. But I can help you, I'm okay. You're not okay, you just said you're freaking bad. No, I'm okay, it's okay, everything's okay.
well, that's one reason why I want to develop a program so people that want this thing or these two things and this habit. It's bigger than that. If you want to believe that you can get relief and healing.
I
and
want to
regeneration.
just remind you though, that we're talking about a sales call here,
Right.
not a program. So we're talking about sales here. And I get all of that stuff, but if someone goes to me, well, to keep your pain man. They'll then quickly respond, get it, but I don't want to keep it. That isn't what I just hear just then. So which is it? Like they're in this bullshit, they're just in their own shit. So call them on it. Keep your pain. I used to have that, it sucked. I don't know why you want to keep it. What's the reason you do want to keep it?
Or tell a story about somebody who is like that.
Yeah.
See that,
If you've got it.
I think, like, I'd say Carl's way is like, that's the way we were both taught. Is the better way to do it, tell a story. I just feel like telling a story is not authentic for me than telling the truth. And telling the story may sound so, to me, pathetic. Because I'm telling the story, it's doing all the right things. I feel pathetic telling the story versus.
We'll talk about this tomorrow, but when we were out in San Diego in Alex's office, and we sat in his office and we both had sales calls and we just sat there and took sales calls and we listened to each other and like, I can't do it the way he does it. I don't do it like he bashes people on the head, like so. But in a way that works, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't believe you got away with saying that. Like, I can't believe you said that.
Like,
Oh, they didn't hang up.
Let's just hold that. You cannot believe I say it, and I couldn't believe I say it. And I cannot believe they respond to when I say them. I can't believe they just responded to what I just said. I couldn't believe it, but they do.
Yeah.
They do.
But, yeah, 100%. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
but then you've got to be able to do that.
You gotta be
And
able
you've got to be authentic in your way of doing it. Otherwise, and this is the thing, when,
I do ask clients, are you ready to let go of them?
yeah, no, you totally. But then when I remember shifting a story into Alex's field of view, remember when I was like, oh, read that?
Yes.
It's a story of Jen.
Yes.
But because it's not in a way authentic for Alex to read it that way, like you said, it was reading it, but it wasn't him being authentic with the reading of it.
Yeah.
He would rather do it the other way, and it works. You've got the bottom line is you've got to do it what's the best way that works for you. Like if you're on a phone call and you're doing it in a way which is not congruent with you, and you're not feeling like this is not how I would be selling, you're gonna struggle to sell.
Yeah.
So you've got to find what that is.
And I'm just gonna like really layer it on top for all of you. You've all got to go through a lot of pain in sales to get to the point. So don't think I haven't been through the pain you've been through, Mary or Chad or whoever's been through pain with Jenny. Don't think I haven't been through it. But you get to a place where you're like, I can't do this anymore. Like, remember, it's average meeting value, lifetime value. If you're looking at it as a business, average meeting value, lifetime value. So if those are low, why? Is it A, because you're not doing it because of the scale of success? So you're letting people go because you don't want the success? Or is it because you want to be liked by people, so you're not willing to tell the truth? And all of these own self-worth issues that you're hurting your business. Remove you, as I said, dissolve, focus on them, and have the hard, true conversation with them. Oh, well, I don't know if I want to try those things. Stay in pain then. It sounds shocking. It sounds like it's just a real conversation with somebody. That's all right, Jeremy, just keep that pain. I don't want to keep the pain. Doesn't sound that way to me. You're complaining about the stuff, I got the solution. Go into story if you want, but I just feel that is just what fixed a lot of my stuff. I dissolve and I tell the truth. And if they don't like it, at least I told them the truth. And that level will level up your numbers. Drastically, ladies and gents. Yeah.
So from today, I don't know. Kind of what I'm getting, it's just kind of the way I think. There's more than one way to skin cat.
Yes. Yep.
But your principles are the same. And I think for us, as we're taking some of these principles that stay the same, we just implement it in our own way,
Yes.
but along the same kind of framework. Dedicating a period of time of like, yeah, I'm gonna do 100, 200 calls, trying my best to implement the system my own way and test it to along.
Find your rhythm.
Because there's no real way for you to tell me how I should really respond to my avatar. The only way for me to find out is by be willing.
Yes.
To look at the pain
Yes.
of staying on the student and saying that.
Yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah.
That did work. And kind of like,
Yeah.
that's kind of in a nutshell.
The objectives are to, number one, increase the number of meetings that you're getting. 2, increase the average meeting value. 3, increase the lifetime value. So when they buy something from you, you sell them something else. Like, that's it. So how you get there doesn't matter. But what you're going to do on the way there, you're going to sabotage it because your own self-worth issues. And you're not going to be truthful with these people. So you're going to allow them to bullshit you and drop to their level versus level them up, which is going to be very uncomfortable. Because calling people out and leveling them up is a very uncomfortable period for them. Nobody's doing it. So it just becomes an uncomfortable place that you gotta be in. And then once you find it, you're like, okay, I get it. Yeah. Good, well done. We good?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a quick key takeaways. We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, show them fast, show them sweet.
So Carl's got the microphone, he wants to mic it up. Yeah, so some key takeaways. Let's
Not sure what I think.
So are you going to record something, Brian? Are you going to record?
Yeah, he's,
You're going to record with the camera, right?
Yeah.
So do we take like, just like 1.5 minutes?
Yeah.
Clean the table a little, so it can look like better?
The decluttering coach.
I think if we did it with, Susan last time, and I think it looked better, because sometimes we like stand ourselves.
This is real. This is a massive. Yeah, but now.
It's okay, it's just like, you have to like use Kleenex and a banana peel on the top.
and this, and by the way, just see this, I think this minute isn't for the recording. This minute is for you. This is for you. Like, I'm not asking you like, hey, let's positive round table, like key takeaways. This is for you. What is the takeaway that you're taking from this? Share with this group, not the camera, not the gram, not the Facebook, for this group, like, what is like, hey, I took this away here. This is something that I've got. It's something I can use. I want to hear them, you know?
I won't share why I had to take that call, so my manager,
Okay.
as I know my numbers with Alex. trained for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
We just had a business call and asked for $6,400. So, but wanted to do partial exchange for this certificates. So I know my costs, I know all my numbers, so I was able to say, okay, we can take this portion of the certificates, this portion we have, cover costs and expenses. And I've got bonuses for all my staff for Christmas, and that's a $6,400.
Wow. Say that again.
You just made $6,400 when you sat there. That's what you're saying. You just made $6,400 in Colorado.
Okay, so I just taking a phone call. And because of and knowing my numbers, I know exactly what my costs are, all of those things, I was able to negotiate with another business owner in where I live for a $6,400 sale. They get for so the gift certificates, partly cash, partly in kind. Because I know my costs, I know what portion I can take in kind and still be profitable. So yeah, it's a $6,400 sale when I'm sitting in all of that, which is kind of amazing people.
Nice. Well done. Really well done. Right. Let's get into chat. Go chat.
Are you gonna some jokes? Go.
Yeah. Don't worry, I should have been thinking that way. No, I think, boy, what today? Couple of things. One of them is I've got to know the beliefs of my market and be able to speak into those beliefs. And the way to do that is to listen on the sales calls that suck.
Yes.
Instead of just taking those as a loss, I need to start taking those and learning from all of those, capturing all of that information, all of that data. I do that, but I don't put it back into my marketing. And this is a great way to do that is to, so I'm already thinking how I need to have before I have a call, I need to be able to have a video of some kind just speaking into all those things that they have questions about, objections. And if I can deal with those objections, then I can, I'm not gonna have to deal with those on my sales call.
Yeah.
Or my strategy call, so. That's probably the biggest takeaway.
So what Chad just said, what I just hear Chad say is that, when he feels down and deflated from his sales calls and they're not working, it's like, let's go back to it, just to really recap it. Me and Adam, we landed in San Diego, 2016, and he's doing a sales call and he doesn't close the deal. He does not close the deal. And he puts the phone down and goes, yes. He starts writing. And after a few times of not closing the deal, and putting the phone down saying yes, I'm like, you meant to say yes when you close the deal. Right in. He goes, I understand the market. I get it. I understand that. So he was saying yes when he wasn't closing the deals because he was understanding the market. So we went and took that information, we put it into our next presentation, and that took us to 6 figures a month, and we never went into 6 figures a month after that. Before that, we never hit 6 figures. After that, we hit 6 figures in this new market. Okay?
Never a failure if you learn from it.
And you go and implement it, yes.
Sure.
Thank you. Regeneration. Big takeaway from today.
Okay, so what my takeaway from today is that I need to be in my calls negotiating for the person. I need to be making the call about them, not about me. Being of service, knowing that the best service that I can give them is to sell them my program, because I know that's what they need. Not buying the bullshit, their bullshit, but me helping them overcome those fears that they have. That's it.
That's it. Don't do it. Fight for them.
Kind of similar. I think today I really got what it meant that the truth will set them free.
Yeah.
Because in sales call, usually when they give you the excuses and validations and justifications, I drop down to a level because I'm taking responsibility because I want to make them feel right. I don't want to ruffle their feathers. But the big mindset shift is that I need to start taking responsibility of not closing them and them living a life without my help or ever getting help, and me kind of feeling that pain that I could have helped this person. If I sold them, they would have lived a happy time on it now.
Own that. Own that pain.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a big one. Yes.
One of my biggest takeaways was when we were doing, we're unpacking, and I was talking to you, we were unpacking everything after the role play and the learning. Was to start my sales call with a stronger authority.
Yes.
Being in that strong authority and showing empathy only at the end of it. Because the mistake I was making is I was showing too much empathy at the beginning of the call, and they were using it like a free therapy. That was huge.
Yeah.
And also one more thing, clearing my own, talking about beliefs. Not just focusing on shifting my clients' beliefs, but I need to clear I think I was having a really big limiting decision that I have in myself. That is gonna stop my own sabotage.
Yes.
Okay?
I think it's a big one. I think Mary's had a breakthrough, a real one.
Yeah.
Too.
You know, I watched my father go from nothing to multi-millions, and it destroyed my family. So. Fear that if I have that success, that all the work that I've done is gonna be destroyed. So that's huge.
Thanks, Mary.
Can I come back to me?
So today's takeaway for me would be the 10 beliefs and the pre-call and how to get everything, all the bullshit out.
Yeah.
Prior to getting on calls. So that's Mr. No Technology.
For me, a few things, the pre-call marketing that Jason's done for our company, I can see where, he's taken a lot of your concepts and really implemented it and put it in practice, which is fantastic. For me, what the different types of styles that we can have on a sales call.
Yeah.
Because I was trained very similarly to, how Carl has been shown today. But then I see your style, I'm like, oh, okay, as long as you're upfront with how, honest you might be, and you get their buy-in, then I can be like that, right? And that's actually more of my own actual personality, right? Because for the whole time I was trying to mimic someone else's, which is very similar to how Carl, which is basically Carl's style.
Yeah.
So, having that like, oh, it's like, there is someone out there who's kind of like that. So, okay, that kind of takes off the limiter. It was like,
Nice.
okay, let's put the pedal to the metal type of thing. And I look back and I'm like, okay, like not only do I have to, is it okay to be this level of honest with the owner, but I can be this level of honest with their employees because they also want to live better lives and not just the owner. So that's my side.
Nice. I like that.
Geraldine?
No?
The
David?
best bosses I've ever seen. don't reckon you can beat the last one you did, David.
No, that was pretty powerful, wasn't it? So. We started this today with my problem being objection handling for sales. And through what you did today, I got a solution. My biggest issue, and you said it at the very beginning, is when I learned about many years ago, about 10 years ago. Problem, agitate, solve. Stick the knife in, agitate by twisting it. Oh, did you need a Band-Aid? Oh, well, I have over here. And that's exactly how I've looked at problem, agitate, solve my whole career and refused to use it because I thought it was unethical. What I identified through what you taught today, and you didn't really say it, but I recognized it, was if I just ask questions, and I've been reading books on how to ask questions, how to be a better coach, and utilize that question asking ability, which I have not been doing in my sales calls. Wow. That I will be able to allow them to identify and agitate it for themselves, so I don't have to agitate it too. Yes. And they'll end up identifying their own fears, their own problems, their own pains, and then it's just a matter of giving them to the solution. Beautiful. That's my take. Nice. Well done. Yeah. Great. I think my biggest one is nice. Because that really puts into perspective like what you're doing for them. You know, that it's not all about the sale. It's really more for them to be able to break through. Yeah. And get rid of all advocate, but like leading from the right place. Yep. And connecting. I love it.
You want the biggest takeaway from my sales call is putting my price at the front of the sales call, and first of all, really clarifying what they're gonna get out of it, and showing them the real price of what they're actually getting. Like, just identifying to them like how much money they can really make right off the bat, and then explaining the price afterwards, because it was just ending there. That's as soon as I would say the price, the phone call would end and they'd be like, okay, okay. So that's gonna be a huge.
I'm going to use you as role play tomorrow. I'm bringing you up because she's perfect. She's such a beginner with it. Is there anyone else? Okay. I want to use you. Go ahead.
So my takeaway from today, and actually kind of ties in from the last, like just from the and Alex and the team here, it's really about people want to know how much you care. And so this negotiation master plan sheet, I think is freaking genius. And just asking the right questions and really caring about the answer. And then using that answer to help them purchase a program that's going to work. It's just a different way of looking at things. It's not, it's like I'm providing them a service. It's gonna help them based on what they told me, based on how I ask questions and care. And I've just seen you guys do that with me personally, with other people that I refer to the program, how much they care, and I'm providing them that's why they joined the program. So, yeah, taking all of that, putting it into practices.
Nice. Yes.
One of my biggest takeaways today is taking information gathered through our sales team and how if we take those things and implement it with our marketing, you know, such not only a strong message, but it also helps us build better products. And the other big takeaways, some of the principles that today are completely timeless. And no matter what product, what market, how we get data, I can always use these things to continue to make really kick ass.
Yes. There you go. The reds will be like.
You can come again.
I had a lot of takeaways that I could identify with that were shared already, of course. I think overall, the overwhelm I was feeling became so simple today. It just wrapped it up into what I already know and do and love, and that's people.
Yes.
And it's using skills as a therapist that I've used my whole life, and it's actually very beautiful and heartwarming, and I'm excited to do this. And I'm so grateful to be able to do it with a team. The mastermind is just priceless.
Thank you. Nice. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Oh. Okay. So, and also, we're gonna get Jess and Nat as well. So Jess, tell me, a key takeaway of today, yeah.
So I get to be behind the scenes and hear Alex's sales calls, and I am very often shocked at what he says and how they respond. And it can really seem unbelievable that you can say these things and question these people and really get deeper, but as long as you have that intention that you do care and that you do want them to succeed, people are willing to open up. And so don't be afraid of asking the questions. Don't be afraid of the rejections, because they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting themselves, they're rejecting the fear inside them, they're not wanting to face it. So just really learning how to take yourself out of it and be willing to help them get to that next level. And growth is painful, so they are going to have that experience, and it's just part of the process. And everyone in here has had pain in our life, and that has caused us to grow. So we all know it's inevitable, so don't be afraid to be that person to cause it.
Yeah, nice. Well said. That's what she's represented, is negotiating on their behalf. It's really tough, and it's the being uncomfortable. Like, they're gonna be uncomfortable, and you've got to be comfortable with them being uncomfortable, and they're gonna try and get off the phone. You don't let them off the phone. You know, it's like, don't let them off the phone. Okay, Nat.
It all comes down to you guys, people. You're about to help people. So by asking the hard questions, that's what you can do. And it's all about them. Like you said, Alex, it's all about them. So forget about yourself, leave that suitcase, leave it out there, and just make it all about them. Try to help them. That was my biggest takeaway. And it's always a great reminder to go for that sales training, even if you've done it for years. You keep forgetting about those things, how important the attitude is.
Well done. Well, me? I'm just, my key takeaway is that there was not many questions at the end of the day, which lets me know that you've all taken on board. And, with the interactive session, I've been listening to you, you guys have taken it on board. Like, you've heard it before, you're taking this on board. There's been some amazing breakthroughs here. If I'm going to look at a key takeaway, because I was going to make a closing statement. Well, key takeaway. I believe that you guys get it. Like, Kai, got it just now in front of me. Mary got it in front of me. I think Robert got it in front of me. Like, Geraldine seems to have got it. Like, you still in, because you and Mary have the same thing going on, the sabotage thing. I think Chad has it as well. And, Chad's still there in that. So we've got to work on that a bit more. But, you've got the value, So my key takeaway, I don't really have one at the moment. I'm rambling, to be honest with you.
We love you.
Yeah, thank you. I don't have a key takeaway at this moment that, I'd have more of a closing statement on the room, where I feel like you've all, done very well. I feel like, there's great questions, like I'm listening to you in the interactive sessions. It was really good. I'm very happy with how today went, because it's a very scientific thing, but there's the art of it. And it really is about people, it just is about people. And like holding them to a higher standard. And that's tough. When we let ourselves slip to hold other people to higher standards. So, yeah, sorry, I don't have a statement.
That was a takeaway.
So
So push record. We on? Yeah, are we on? I didn't see him clear.
oh man, look.
Okay, I know you're the tech though, that's all. So, I think. Like standing up here, just like seeing everyone and like the last mastermind and same faces, you know, a couple of new faces. Like I said before, like welcome to the mastermind. I think everyone in here has a very bright future. Just by the way you show up. Like you've shown up again this time, you've traveled in from all over the States and Canada. You're taking it all on board, you're vigorously taking notes, but you go away and implement, and we see it as well. We see you implement like outside of the masterminds, seeing all the results in the group. And my takeaway is just I feel really blessed and grateful that I get to be part of the journey with you all and watch you grow in yourselves and in your businesses. I think that is priceless to me. So that's my takeaway.
Nice. With that said, we have wrapped up day one. Please keep those thoughts going. If you have questions, write them down. You know, make sure you have them written down, whether we answer them now or in the future, just write them down. Any problems, write them down, because at least when you got them written down, like you can speak about them multiple times versus them being slippery fishes. But all that said and done, I think it's been a bloody great first day. Would you agree?
Yes.
Some really good stuff. And again, even if you take little things, Dan Kennedy taught me this a long time ago. Don't want to leave a seminar with book pages of notes just to get cobwebs on them. Take something, 1, 2, 3 things, go and action them and watch your business grow. And when we're talking about sales, you just action these things of what we're going to cover these 2 days, business grows. The most powerful thing in the business. Okay.
Yeah.
What's next?
So
Yes. Ooh. So what's next?
So we'll be meeting at the Slope Room tonight at 7 p.m. It's under 2 reservations under Alex or Jessica. And the address I've sent in the Facebook chat. Business casual dress is fine. And then if you do have a car and are willing to give rides, please post in the group and just share how many seats you have. Yeah.
Well, I'll take.
We have.
Nice, we'll get 4 and then I will cram them in. Okay, so anyway, like I said, in the channel, post about the cars in the channel, 7 p.m. between now and then. You know, mingle, have fun. I will be getting a shower. I will be getting changed. And I appreciate the honesty. All right, love you all. Talk to you soon.
thank you.
That's the, yes, good. That's just true. I'm excited.